Time dating back to 1969, the ARCA stars prepare to assault the unpredictable high banks of Talladega Superspeedway. Today, last year's leading rookie and this year's leading winner, Bill Baird, will realize a dream as he officially becomes the 1999 ARCA Series National Champion. Perhaps no one understands Baird's emotions better than this three-time titleist, Tim Steele, whose series record 20 Superspeedway wins include 4 here at Talladega. It's an ARCA battle on the high banks next.
Go ahead. Because, well, Corky's on the front row, and Goat was back here by the 52, so I just assumed I would start there and then run to the front row. Does that work for you? Well, I did. 10-4. I didn't know that until they pulled the cars out on the grid. Okay. All right. 10-4. Yes.
Let's just get the words written down. I rode in a van out here with her. She doesn't look like her voice. The 76 ball just busted down there.
For the 37th time, dating back to 1969, the ARCA stars prepare to assault the unpredictable high banks of Talladega Superspeedway. Today, last year's leading rookie and this year's leading winner, Bill Baird, will realize a dream as he officially becomes the 1999 ARCA Series National Champion. Perhaps no one understands Baird's emotions better than this three-time titleist, Tim Steele, whose series record 20 Superspeedway wins include 4 here at Talladega. It's an ARCA battle on the high banks next. Our Speed Road coverage comes to you today from the world's fastest stock car facility, Talladega Superspeedway. It's the 17th running of the ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Winn-Dixie 300. And the very first order of business will be to crown a champion. How about 50-year-old Sturgis, Kentucky driver Bill Baird? He becomes the 1999 ARCA champion in only his second season by rolling off today. How about a sophomore season driver becoming a champion? Other ARCA surprises in 1999? Well, there are plenty. With more on that, here's Ray Dunlap.
Well, Doc, in 1999, there have been 19 different races in the ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series and 11 different winners. But the amazing stat is that 7 of those winners got their first career victory ever. One of those was Bobby Gerhart back in Daytona. The other, Bill Baird, who won for the first time at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This 50-year-old father of 2 has posted 5 wins this season, along the way with 14 top 5 finishes. And today his efforts are rewarded with the championship. Now, this may be the best field of cars we've ever seen at Talladega for this division, and the front row represents a lot of great drivers. Bob Strait and Tim Steele have 48 career wins. Steele has won the last 3 races here at Talladega, all of those coming from the pole position. But on Thursday afternoon, Bob Strait won the pole and put Steele on the outside. Strait is a 14-time winner in this series, but he's never won on a track bigger than 1 mile. Today, we will shine the spotlight on the number 66 team, and Bob Strait hopes that sunshine points his way to victory lane. For more, let's go to Bill Weber.
Well, this is ARCA's biggest track, and I would say this is their biggest race. It's certainly their longest race of the 1999 season. But with the TV cameras on in the Winston Cup garage watching, everyone is feeling the pressure to perform. It's more than just win. You want to show off here today. Now, there are 38 drivers in this field that have a chance to be 2 champions. Bill Baird clinches the 99 title when he rolls off. Frank Kimmel is the current champ. He's second in points and 7th on the grid. He has Hendrick horsepower under the hood and high hopes for a high finish in this race. Kevin Harvick ran the Craftsman truck race Friday night, but flew here Friday morning to practice his car. This is a Richard Childress Winston Cup car that Mike Skinner drove to a pair of poles at Daytona in 1997. Harvick also has Childress power. He has to start at the back of the pack because Mike Dillon qualified the car. He should be able to get to the front. We'll see if he can. And starting 8th, the one person in this field who is certainly no gentleman. 34-year-old Shauna Robinson finished 2nd at Daytona in February. If she wins today, Shauna gets the glory. But 57-year-old retired police officer Bill Shipley wins a $100,000 bonus.
And with just 2 events remaining, take a look at the point standings. No doubt who's going to become the champion, but other spots within that top 10 could shuffle in these final 2 events. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch, along with Benny Parsons and Kyle Petty. Glad to have you with us. And, guys, I'm told that when a crew chief talks to a driver about racing Talladega, it's like he's training a dog. He uses the word stay a lot. Stay in line, stay out of trouble, and stay there until it's over.
That's definitely so. You know, I've run here 9 million times, it seems like, and there's been races where I just go high and I stay high, or I go low and I stay low. I definitely listen to what the spotter says. Sometimes your line goes to the back, sometimes your line shuffles you to the front, but if you're patient, you can come out of here with something.
And that's something some young drivers have to learn today, is patience, and that's exactly why they're here at Talladega, getting ready for the year 2000 in the NASCAR Busch Series. As we see the starting lineup, we go back to 14th spot. We saw Kevin Harvick just a moment ago. He will drive for Richard Childress on the NASCAR Busch Series in the year 2000, but he's got to get some experience at Daytona, Talladega. As we look at 16 through 30, back in the 19th spot, Anthony Lazzaro. He will be driving the McDonald's Busch car in the year 2000, but he has to get some experience on a big track. Otherwise, NASCAR will not allow him to run at Daytona in February. Also, Dave Steele back in 22nd spot. He will be driving the NASCAR Busch Series car for the Felix Sabates team next year. He also has to give some experience on these racetracks if he expects to compete in 2000.
And there's a look at the 40 starters today. 52 cars came here to attempt to qualify. Only 40 will start for 300 miles at Talladega. When we come back, we'll wave the green flag at the world's fastest stock car facility. Nice job, guys. Thank you very much, BP and Kyle. Okay. Oh, that's right. And just confirm that the billboard is by EA Sports and NASCAR 2000. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Cyber Kyle. I love that.
They introduced 2000 in Charlotte last week on Tuesday.
The game?
Yeah. And they had runoffs with about 8 drivers. And they had Tony Stewart there, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and guess who won?
Oh.
Mike Skinner.
Oh, no way.
Mike Skinner had to beat 3 guys.
Really?
And,
you know, I would have figured it would have been a young guy.
Yeah.
Because it's like Adam and Austin. They kill me on that stuff.
Yeah.
They absolutely kill me on video games. I just don't have that hand-eye coordination that they grew up with playing those things.
Well, everyone knew it was going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. because he plays them all the time.
All the time.
Somebody's car won't start this. Or is he just waiting to go to the back? Is that Harvick?
Tell you what I'll do.
That's Harvick, I think, BP.
Slide that over, and I'll slide this one.
My son beats me, and he's 18 months.
Yeah, it doesn't kill you. It kills you.
Well, that was the 00 car of Ed Kennedy. Is that the same Kennedy that ran the modified race at Martinsville?
Coppell, Texas.
That's what I thought when I saw us from Texas.
What are you doing, Lynn?
We've already done the lineup, so I don't have to.
I just want to get out of their TV, out of his TV range.
Oh, you're fine, man.
So they can see.
It's the Benny and Kyle show, Kyle.
Sure.
What are you selling those lids for?
What? The 50th anniversary? Well, you want some?
I just like to have one.
I'll bring some.
I'm a collector, and I wear them all the time too. But I'd like to have one from.
I'll bring one.
Had to talk to Adam after the truck race last night.
No, I talked to the king. He went down there and he ran pretty good. He finished like 16th, I guess, but he just run. I told him when he went down there, I said, look, as tight as that point race is, stay out of them guys' way, especially.
Yeah.
the other guys race with, but stay out of them first 3 or 4. And I looked on TV, and the first part of the race area was the 24 and 50 were back there racing right in front of him. And he'd run up there, you know, and then I'd see him, and he'd get out of the picture, and then he'd run back up there. But they did all right. That was like a Winston Cup deal where those guys that were bad pitted, and then they run so long in green, the leaders had to pit. And these guys got to stay out and run longer, so only a few of them ended up in the lead lap.
You know, NASCAR, that deal at down at Las Vegas, but you know, right now going into the last race, they have a Ford, a Chevrolet, and a Dodge within 24 points.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But Dennis Setzer would be a good champion too.
Yeah, he would.
He's what a great.
He just couldn't get a restart last night.
Couldn't.
He was just junk, and that's what we were talking
Did you hear what he said on the last one?
No.
You know what? Off 2, it looked like he ran out of gas.
He said it was tight.
He said he tried to run through the corner. On the restart, he came up with this bright idea. I'll run through the corner wide open. And he got in the middle and just plowed.
Yeah, and you run out.
And he cost Tolsma. Tolsma couldn't get by him, and then he backed off and let Mike Wallace go by.
Yeah.
I can't believe Sprague had such a bad night, though.
No.
Man.
Backup truck, huh? Tore up his primary truck.
So the 3 truck is Shumerdine, Kyle. I mean, the 3 car is Shumerdine. Yeah. I want to say Harvick. I just looked at it and said, oh, yeah, that's right. That's Shumerdine. Lazzaro, Anthony Lazzaro. You go talk to that kid, Kyle? I mean, that young man.
Yeah.
He's got a southern, he's from Marietta, Georgia. He's got a southern accent. So what's wrong with this picture?
Yeah.
All right, sir.
What are we going to do in that 2 minutes?
Billboards, track description.
Okay. Kyle and I can do that track description if you'd like.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll say, guys, this track almost doesn't need a description. All you just have to say is Talladega, and you can go through all the specifics.
Where is Dave Steele from? I know he's driving Felix's stuff, and it says Mooresville, but I just wondered where he was.
I think he's from Indiana somewhere.
I thought he was from Indiana also.
Or Illinois. Maybe it's Illinois.
Yeah, I was just looking here.
Yeah.
Originally from.
That's Kirk Shelmerdine.
Wow. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
It's just puffing. Yeah, it is puffing. Just a tad right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. He's got Orkin as a sponsor.
That was amazing.
Spraying for mosquitoes. How about that? Well, that's something like
that was amazing. Okay, what's the new deal here with the green dots? Okay, that's pretty catchy.
What is that? Oh.
I've never seen it.
They're getting fancy.
On the monitor.
Little dots on the scoring monitor.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow, wow.
Lynn kept complaining last night that the truck, the onboard cameras were on the some packs.
Our speed road coverage of ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde competition from Talladega is being brought to you by EA Sports and NASCAR 2000. If it's in the game, it's in the game. What a day for racing here in Talladega, Alabama. This racetrack almost doesn't need describing. It's a four-syllable word that means speed. You simply say Talladega.
But we'll try. It's 2.66 miles in length. It's a tri-oval. The front stretch, 4,300 feet. Back stretch is 4,000 feet. In the corners, banking of 33 degrees. In the tri-oval, 18 degrees. The straightaways are banked 2 degrees, just enough for water to roll off. And Kyle, going into these 33-degree banks at speed 190 miles per hour, it really doesn't appear as they have any banking at all.
No, once you get in the corner at the speed that these guys are running, it feels like you're on a flat racetrack. The only difference you feel is your head wants to sling to the other side of the car in a 33-degree bank at 180 or 90 miles an hour, but it really feels pretty flat.
We'll have 5 in-car cameras today. We'll ride along initially. We'll go to the car number 46, last year's champion, Frank Kimmel, the Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet, which will start back in 7th spot. Benny?
Starting in 6th is C.W. Smith. Skip Smith, he starts 6th, and he shot back onboard camera. Bobby Gearhart, the Keyway Casinos camera, will be starting in the 5th spot. And on the pole, the ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde camera, along with Bob Strait.
We get set for the green flag. Hank Wetzel will wave the green flag here. It's the 17th time the ARCA cars have run in the Winn-Dixie 300 here in the fall. It is their next to last event. Their last race will be coming up at Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia Boot 400 on November 20th, and we'll be there to cover the action. If you just joined us, a champion crowned today. 50-year-old Bill Baird, by rolling off at the start, becomes the 1999 ARCA Series champion.
Pulls away from the field. They will slowly come down to the start-finish line where Wetzel will throw the green flag. And we'll see these cars up speeds up to 195 miles per hour. And folks, you're not going to believe how close they run together at that speed. Smoke out of the back of Tim Steele's number 16 car.
3 and 4 wide down the back straightaway, and Cicchetti wasting no time to take his car toward the front. A challenge now for second spot. They are side by side here in 2.
Frank Kimmel, the Advanced Auto Parts onboard camera, right in the middle of this. There we see him back in about 8th or 9th spot. Will lead that lap. We see Tim Steele now take over second spot, and Matt Hutter, the dual loop car on the outside, trying to follow Tim Steele by our pole sitter, Bob Strait.
Mike Cicchetti, the 66 car eased up to try to keep them side by side to block the wind, and Cicchetti just got a great run and took the lead right going into the first corner.
Ever see the 28 car? The white car on the outside is C.W. Skip Smith. We're right along with Bob Strait, our pole sitter. That's now a battle for the 3rd spot. And in red and white car, number 1 is Shauna Robinson, the Bob Evans Restaurants. The young lady finished 2nd in Daytona, and if she wins today, as Bill Weber told you, fan can walk off with $100,000.
See these two guys are running side by side here, and Cicchetti and Steele has kind of checked out about 10 or 12 car lengths. The deal is, once the cars get side by side here, unless they line up, it's tough to run down the front pack. These guys will get out a little bit, and eventually they'll run them back down because these crowds will get in. But in the initial stages, nobody wants to give an inch. Nobody wants to get in line and race. They all want to lead this thing and go to the front.
Here's Skip Smith. And our champion, Bill Baird, running in 7th position. This is the Saturn Machine Speedy Pop onboard camera. Like right now, now he's battling for about the 5th spot, or is in the 5th spot.
Side by side for 3rd position. If you take a look and ride along with Bill Baird, watching the battle in front of him, that is the pole sitter, Bob Strait, the 66 car. And alongside him is Matt Hutter, who finished 2nd in this race a year ago.
And Kyle, I'm really shocked these guys are able to keep up as well as they have, running side by side.
If you notice when they get to the corner, the inside line right here goes ahead about a car length. He's got a little help this time because the car pulled down behind him. But he goes ahead a little bit ahead, and then the outside line catches back up. You see the 66 jump back up in line now, and he's left 2 more guys to run side by side. And you'll notice that as the 66, he'll run down the first pack and catch up with them real quick. It is amazing that they haven't checked out any further than they've checked out with this pack running the way they're running 2 by 2. It's a pretty strong field this year. A lot of times you come down here and you get 5 or 6 cars, 8 or 10 cars that can check out and just leave everybody. This time these guys aren't checking out on each other. They're running pretty good, pretty clean, and they're not getting away.
Now we see Tim Steele trying to go for the lead. Didn't quite make it.
3 cars single filed, and we have officially begun the Winn-Dixie 300, and this man is officially the 1999 ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series champion, 50-year-old Sturgis, Kentucky driver Bill Baird, currently being shown in 4th spot. We'll be right back. Talladega Superspeedway. I'm Jerry Punch along with Kyle Petty, Benny Parsons, Ray Dunlap, and Bill Weber as 4 cars are breaking away, and Tim still looking a little bit racy, but now, Benny, they're going to go 2 by 2, it looks like.
And that will certainly hurt their chances of trying to pass the leader, Mike Giacchetti, in the teal-colored 17. And Matt Hutter still on that outside line, follows whoever moves up on the outside. Right now it's the red 16 of Tim Steele.
The big challenge for Bob Strait today is to run with the lead pack here in a restrictor plate race. In the past, the equipment he's had at these restrictor plate races has not really allowed.
Okay, Bobby, I know you're running pretty good right now, but if we go jockeying around, the whole pack's going to catch us. Let's just ride there for a little while, okay?
Obviously, they're working with him. They want him to get in line so they can break away from the rest of the field. But the point is that Strait has not had a lot of time drafting with very fast and more talented drivers. That's something they worked on in happy hour here, something they've worked on throughout the week, and something they were concerned about here in the early stages of the race. So far for Bob, it's worked out fairly well. Now he's got to see if he can rope in those front 3 cars.
Take a look at the Midway Island Ford of Bob Strait. That is the Mark Thompson machine crash. Triumphal. The car number 19, that's Kevin Counselor. They're spinning around. Thus far, no one else has contacted him.
Also, the 33 car, Joe Knott, is involved. There we see Joe Knott, the red-white car, driving away from Lima, Ohio. And then we see Kevin Counselor's 19 car sitting there. He fires it back up and seems to be driving away. Wow, how can all these cars spin around and not have any more damage than that? There we see Randall Ritter in the yellow number 31. Let's look back and see if we can see what might have caused this. Oh, they're on the bottom of the racetrack, right on the apron. Kirk Shelmerdine in the 3 car gets in the left rear quarter of the 19 of Cabin Counselor, and there the 31 car of Randall Ritter gets into the 33 of Joe Knott. And those cars spin down through there, and Kyle, I'm amazed no more damage than that.
No, yeah, if you watch this, the 3, like you said, got into it. But look how wide the racetrack is. You know, the guys at Talladega came in here and put all this pavement out through here. And look, these cars begin to slow down. But these guys are able to drive around the accident, even though they're 60, 70 feet from the racetrack. But they're able to drive through the accident because the cars spin out of the way. They all keep going in the same direction. They all stay on all 4 tires, and you're able to avoid a little bit more. It could have been terrible.
And look at all this smoke, and all these cars go sliding. Now, if you're coming down through here, where do you choose where to go? Because there's nothing but smoke there. And everyone's trying to find some clean air they can drive. See how these guys are going all the way down to the left, trying to avoid because they can't see the cars and all the smoke.
All right, first caution flag today coming out on lap number 8. An incident in the tri-oval. Kevin Counselor, Randall Ritter, and Joe Knott, the 3 cars involved. All 3 minimal damage. Back with green flag racing in just a moment.
Looked like the Dale Earnhardt Ward Burton situation.
Yeah, it did. This is exactly what it looked like. Say, Ned.
Randall did get torn up a little bit, didn't he?
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. Plenty of time.
When I pointed a minute ago, it looked like Steele got sideways coming up out of 2. When it looked like as he got like that.
Watch the leaders, guys.
And as he got like that,
Let us know.
and then got back in line, then the 66 got a run on him. That's why the 66 pulled up beside of him down here. You know what I mean? And then the 66 got hung out, but Steele kind of pinched it. That's when I went like that. I thought he was getting ready to wreck. I mean, we were.
Just jump in anytime.
No, they weren't on. We weren't on then.
I got you.
As they were coming back. I said they were coming back. So nobody saw it.
But you.
Yeah. Well, I ain't saying it happened. I'm not saying it appeared that way.
Affirmative.
They better fix that fender on that right front fender on that 31 car.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Kyle?
Yeah, it's going to rub.
Big time.
These guys will be knocking.
Man, I'm telling you. That's Bob Straight's brother right there closest to us.
Bob just doing it. Just told him about the Hoover section up the top.
Could have been.
Looks like it's rolling.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, they're holding up. 1 to go. 1 to go.
Might have an open pit behind us. He broke it down.
How many laps of cautions is this going to be? From the very start of the race?
Caution laps, great laps, everything.
Evidently they don't have those computers those guys all look in all race long in the NASCAR West Cup race.
If they get enough caution laps, they could maybe stretch it on 1 pit stop.
No.
Right, Bob. Does this look like it's...
13.
Where's Jamie Farr when you need him?
Exactly. Is it where Tony Paco's eating?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, he is. And that's no, we haven't gotten around to that. I did not mention that. He will not have any trouble getting okay, but Gicchetti's going to run second. Cale Yarborough car.
How about that?
With Larry Wallace engines, Penske cars, and Wallace engines.
Yeah. Well, Garth went over there. What's Garth's last name? He was an engineer over at Penske, and he's working at the 98 now. And he went over there to start getting that stuff organized. I can't remember what his last name is. But yeah. That's Garth's last name? Finley? Okay. Garth Finley then. Couldn't remember his name. But he started, he's been over there the last 3 or 4 weeks trying to get stuff organized.
Good for him.
Getting old.
Rough, huh?
Oh, yeah.
He just went.
We're sitting by.
Talladega Superspeedway getting set for the restart after the first caution flag today, coming out on lap number 8, involving 3 cars. Kevin Counselor, Randall Ritter, and Joe Knott. I might have mentioned Randall Ritter has taken his car number 31 behind the wall. The other 2 drivers have continued. Restart here on lap number 13.
See Frank Kimmel down on the inside. And there's John Robinson as she goes by Bill Baird. Followed closely by Dan Pardis, I think, in the 42 car.
Danny Pardis has really made a charge toward the front. He started back in 16th spot. He'd come all the way to 5th position for about a lap and then got shuffled back in the draft. But this young man, I talked to him yesterday. They were disappointed in their qualifying position. Felt they would race much better, and obviously Jim Gardner's car, Vinny, is running off the well here in the early laps.
It is, but now he's hung on the outside as we see Frank Kimmel and Brian Ross. That's Ross in the gold and white number 67. And Mike Swain Jr. behind the 2 cars, the Carly Ward Burton look-alike. It looks like Mike Swain Jr. goes down the inside. Looks like he's off the pace. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he just pulled over all of a sudden. He seemed to be drawing back on him a little bit, and then all of a sudden about to start finishing, he dove to the inside and got out of the way.
And there we see the 22 car of Mike Swain Jr. as he coasts down the backstretch.
That is the car they bought for Bill Davis about a week and a half ago. They have a Bill Davis Terry LH engine on board, and of course the young man hoping to run the full season possibly next year in ARCA. Won the ARCA race last November.
Now, Giacchetti moves over, tries to block Tim Steele, Bob Strait, and Matt Hutter. Right now, these 4 cars that you can see have broken away a little bit from the 5th place car. Well, not much. 50. 10 points, maybe. The 17 car Mike Giacchetti, folks, if you don't realize, he will be competing for the bestest rookie of the year in the year 2000 on the NASCAR Wish Cup circuit. He'll be going up against Matt Kenseth and Dale Earnhardt Jr. driving a 2nd car for Cale Yarborough, teammate to Rick Massey.
Giacchetti will get a challenge.
High side, Mike, high, going high. Still there, still there. Still there. Still there, Mike, still there.
And Joe Knott.
Caution's out.
Joe Knott has
Still there.
crashed on the backstretch.
So the The second caution flag today coming out on lap number 14. Joe Knott out of the ASA ranks, spins around and has contact with the wall. Here's the battle back to the stripe among the lead cars.
And I'm not sure exactly.
Race to the caution, Mike. But I was in front. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, what is their rule about racing back to the caution?
I don't think they race back to the line. I think that's what the spotter was telling Mike Giacchetti, that you don't race back to the line.
Yeah, that is the ARCA rule. Until the final 10 laps of the race, that's when you are allowed to protect your position. But beside that, they do not race back to the line. Here's the 33 car, Benny, just looping it around. Yeah,
and the left rear tire is flat. And I don't know that there's enough damage there to cause that tire to go flat. I would guess that's what caused the spin. That's something, he cut the tire down and it went flat as he came off the second corner, and around he goes.
Yeah, if you go back to the accident that happened before this, that the 33 that Joe Knott was involved in, he got clipped in the left rear right here in the trial when spun down through the infield. It could have been just a little bit of tire rub, and it doesn't take but a little bit for a couple of laps to wear through the sidewall or to wear through the tread, and it'll turn around on you in a heartbeat, and that's what it looks like, that it just turned around on him.
Joe Knott only his second start in ARCA. He ran Charlotte a few weeks ago, finished 8th up there, driving for Eddie Sharp, who was formerly the crew chief when the year began for Bill Baird, the ARCA champion. And here's the accident that Kyle's talking about at the very beginning of the race down on lap number 8.
You see these guys get together, the three gets into this car, but here's Joe Knott that gets hit in the left rear right here and spun back across. He got hit right behind the left rear tire. And then these guys come back across, and it doesn't really look like they get together too hard right there, but they end up going on down the highway and changing tires and coming back out a little later. Then 3 laps later, after the restart, when we go back and you have the restart, and here's Joe Knott spinning down the backstretch with a flat left rear, and it's like the left rear went flat, spun it around, backed it in the wall, and it's like Benny says, it doesn't really appear that there's enough damage there to have made the left rear go flat. It's obvious pretty much that it was flat whenever he spun.
All right, Randall Ritter is behind the wall, involved in that first incident, and Bill Weber is with him.
And Randall Ritter is finished for this day. An interesting story to tell, though. What happened out there?
Well, Bill, it's just racing. You know, it appeared to me that the car in front of me turned the other car there about the tri-oval. Wasn't much I could do. I made a pretty violent, evasive maneuver, and I cleared him. But I couldn't get my car back straightened out. Round it came, and then I got drilled in the right rear from behind. It's one of those things. It's a hard business for hard people.
It's a tough race, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I love it. You know, we wouldn't be here, any of us, if we didn't recognize the risk and take them with joy. And it's hard to go home like this, but we're here for the race, and we just didn't get very far today.
Okay, then we'll see you at Daytona.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, Randall Ritter had a violent crash here 2 years ago, has come back to enjoy his ARCA competition. Working caution number 2, Talladega Superspeedway. Back with more in a moment.
Neil, if we could highlight those 3 guys, Kevin Harvick is now running in 11th spot, and Lazaro is back in 23rd. He had fallen all the way back to about 30th, and Dave Steele is in 16th. Just, you know, if we could, since I talked about him, we need to. Don't shoot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Would someone drop a box of donuts?
Did I say Lazaro? It's Lazaro, yeah. Lazaro.
Okay, all right.
You got a flat?
Must have.
He's only a lap down.
No, I'm just listening to Benny.
He had a flat. It was not an engine problem. So,
Taya.
I think he had a flat.
Oh, there we go.
He ran over some stuff on the front stretch because this, and the 56 had a flat also, and the 33.
You can see what his problem is. He's got an ink pen on his tire.
Looked to me like he might have slid that tire.
I don't think so, Benny. Maybe. I mean,
looks like up there.
Right here?
No, no, up there. Right. No, keep on going right with it. Right there.
Yeah.
Look, just right the edge of that hole. It looks like it's right there. That looks like it was a.
It's a big old hole, though.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know.
lucky. Right there's
Yeah.
the hole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got you. Oh, I
All
got you.
right.
Wow. Wow. It's amazing.
Over analyzation, yeah.
The life of a producer.
Oh, sure.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No wonder he's hoarse.
Hang on a minute. No, wait a minute. Hang on. Don't give up the ghost yet. Don't give up the ghost yet. See, you see the white line right there? Now that's when it.
Oh.
Ooh, there's a trick.
That was a trick. Almost got us.
Almost go. Okay.
Okay.
There goes Shauna.
She's no gentleman.
What was the comment in Victory Lane that Bill had to Daytona?
Did you know that girl was behind you?
Oh.
Oh man.
Close raise, Mike.
Oh wow.
34 or 5.
Well, if we got anybody down there listening to ESPN, listening to all this garbage.
Garbage.
Oh, there's somebody waving to us there. Thank you, man. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, first time caller.
First time caller.
And we apologize. That was a lady.
Oh, was it a lady?
just kidding.
No, it's some guy, wasn't it?
It's a girl. It's the girl.
Yeah. Okay, that's all that you get for your quarter. Put another quarter in.
It's the girl. The girla. Talladega.
Or Diga, as they say.
Okay. Zero.
They say locally Talladega, I think.
Potato, K.
But up in North Carolina, we call it Talladega, don't we?
Talladega.
Yeah. Yep.
They always do.
Where's the ammo school? Wide open.
Well, this is Alabama, so I know it's ambulance.
Oh.
Fly by.
Alabama flyby. See, you think about that now, don't you? Every time you see them come around, you think about it. See?
They're not going green because there's too many safety vehicles on the racetrack. Yeah. Me and Mike and Kevin. Hey, Chuck, wave to us there, buddy. Chuck won't wave to us.
There's a lot of people here.
There are. Me and Mike and Kevin.
I talked to
Maybe me.
Who runs
1, 2,
Vegas?
3, 4, 5. Hey, guys.
Going to Atlanta.
Guys in the booth.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
With about 2 or 3 more laps of caution, a couple of these guys can go on one stop, including the 16 and the 66, which may play out on the pit strategy because most of the guys can't.
How many laps are we talking about today?
117. And the 66 car can go between 48 and 49 laps.
Hey, Ray, did they add 4 laps?
Yeah, they missed it.
Huh?
It's 113.
I told them they'd have been better.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 113. Thank you.
You scared me for a
Yeah.
second. That's a good point, Ray. We need to let you make that.
Race. You know what I mean?
Hey, can I? No. Can I set Ray up?
Just give them
That's a real good point.
Say, here, I'm going to pay you $2 or $3. I need you to come out there and set the grandstands. You know what I mean? It makes some money. $600,000 in advertising for the RL race.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, working the second caution flag of the day. Let's check in the pits with Ray Dunlap.
Well, Doc, somewhat of a lucky break for Mike Swaim Jr. He is a lap down now on the racetrack, but he's got his car all in one piece, and this is the reason that he dropped off the pace a few laps ago. He had a hole in the right rear tire. Now, Mike came into the pits, they put right side tires on, and they were going to try to hurry back out onto the speedway to get back on the lead lap, but they weren't able to do that. So since then, they've come back in and put left side tires on, so he does have 4 fresh tires. Now, with enough laps of caution here in this race today, there are a couple of teams that are going to try to make this a 1 pit stop race. The 66 car told me before the race started they can go somewhere around 48 laps on fuel. That's incredible fuel mileage. A lot of cars out there can only get about 37 or 38 laps. A big difference. It may be a 1-stop race. Here's Bill Weber.
Huge break for Shauna Robinson. Under green, before the caution came out, she ran over something on the front stretch. This is her right rear tire, and you can see how it is punctured right here. This happened under green when the caution came out. It saved her. She came down pit road, got 4 fresh tires, and went back out. Starts at the back of the field, but a very lucky break for Shauna and this team.
And there's a look at the Bob Evans Chevrolet that she ran to in second place finish in Daytona. That car finished second here last year with Matt Hutter aboard. So 2 second place finishes in that same car owned by James Finch. Getting set for the restart here at Talladega.
All right, green flag waves. As Tim Steele brings him down to the line. Mike Swaim Jr. on the inside. Trying to get a lap back from the leaders. Does not look like that's going to work very well. Doug Reed down on the bottom of the racetrack just left pit road a moment ago. Didn't take Tim Steele long to get back in the swing of things, coming back to the ARCA division.
See how right now everybody's almost in a single file group. When they started the race and you're 2 by 2, everybody stays bunched up a lot more. As you see, there's 3 wide here in the first corner here. But once you have the first caution and it becomes a single file restart, they get spread out a lot quicker on the racetrack.
So Kevin Harvick looked to me like the 20 car. A Realtree Chevrolet down on the inside, passing some vehicles. Mike Dillon qualified the car, but Kevin Harvick decided to drive, so he had to start at the rear of the field and has now worked his way up last time by to the 9th position. And there we see Kevin Harvick right in front of the Advanced Auto Parts of Frank Kimmel off turn 4. Check and see what kind of miles per hour that Frank Kimmel will attain going down the front stretch. 195 miles per hour. Now he drops off down in the corner, and this is where the car starts slowing down. When it goes into that 33-degree banking, it starts slowing down to 189, and that's about as slow as it gets. And Bobby Gearhart, our Daytona winner, off the pace on the apron of the racetrack down in 1 and 2, and we can see he's down to 110, 105, and it will only get slower because obviously it has no power on this Kuwait Casino Chevrolet.
Back up front, 4 cars, single file. Tim Steele is the leader. Cicchetti in second spot, straight, and then Hutter. That's the 4. Let's check back in the pits with Ray.
Well, Jerry, Joe Knott just climbed out of his race car. Joe, it looked like after the first spin everything was going to be okay, but after the second one you're done. What all happened?
Yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to meet you here today. It's our first time to Talladega with Sharp Racing, and we got involved in that first accident. Guys got spinning in front of me, and I got hit from the rear and got spun. It looked like everything was okay, and then I started getting some smoke in the car after we pitted and put tires on. And unfortunately, coming off of turn 2, it was rubbing a little bit too much, and it cut down and got me up into the wall. Luckily, it wasn't bad. We're okay. Just disheartening day. We're getting this whole deal going. We started last week at Charlotte with Sharp Racing, had an 8th place qualifying, an 8th place finish. So we're off to a great start. Unfortunately, this is the way we want to finish here today, but we're looking for some sponsorship to help us out and get this thing going.
Okay, tough luck for Joe Knott. They have Diamond Ridge cars here that they bought from the Winston Cup team, and he will be in the race at Atlanta.
And I'll say one thing. We talked in the beginning of the show about guys trying to get experience at a place like this. rookies who have never been here trying to get approved for NASCAR or trying to get approved for the Busch Series. Joe Knott's a good example of somebody who comes here for the first time and doesn't realize that if you smell smoke in the car, you got to head to pit road. It's not going to cure itself. It's not going to go away. It's not like it is at some other tracks where it's just because the tire pressure is down. If something's rubbing here, you're running 190, and chances are you're going to end up just like he did in the wall. But he learned a valuable lesson today, and he'll be a better driver because of it.
Riding along with C.W. Smith, Skip Smith, and a week.
Oh, and you see Tim Steele hard in that outside retaining wall.
Heavy impact. Steele's car leading, goes backwards up across the racetrack. Cars trying to avoid him. There's Mark Gibson is in the wall, as Steele could not keep his car from coming back down across the 33-degree banks. And here's Gibson coming down across the track, and they will miss him. And there is Matt Hutter in the Ed Rencione Duraloop Chevrolet. His car also collected. So 2 of the top 4 cars. There is the leader, Tim Steele, who was the leader.
And the right front damage you see there on Tim Steele's car was made by the 83 car of Matt Hutter's he went by. And there we see poor Mark Gibson came along just as Tim Steele's car came back across the racetrack. And when he tried to dodge it, he lost control. Let's see if we can see what happened on this. There we see right there. It looks like Giacchetti. Yes, he is. The Giacchetti just touches the back of the 16. Gets in the back of him, and up the hill he goes. And right there, those 2 cars meet head on.
And I think this is a left front tire off the 16 car that's rolling down through the infield. But Tim Steele had a hard impact. He got spun around. One thing that could have cushioned him a little bit and maybe kept him off the wall just a touch was the 83 car. I think he was fortunate that the 83 car, and then you see Gibson come through, and Steele's coming back down the racetrack, got no brakes on the car because the tires ripped all the lines off more than likely, and he just gets into the fluid and gets into the outside wall. Nowhere that Mark Gibson could go either.
Let's check out Bob Straight's Bondo Mar-Hyde onboard camera. Oh man, he just got by.
See Matt Hunter's impact. Now, Mark Gibson, Kyle, as the car comes down across the racetrack, Mark Gibson comes in. If he stays straight, he ends up hitting Steele right in the door. So he has to try to avoid it, and he turns the car left and right, and here comes Gibson now. Bryce just does get the car turned to miss Steele's car, but unfortunately it takes him under the wall. Yeah,
you know, Gibson had already committed to where he wanted to be, and Steele's got no control over his car, and as he comes back down the racetrack, Mark Gibson did an incredible job. It's either hit Tim Steele again or hit the wall, and you know, not that you choose to hit either one, but it was a good job by Mark Gibson.
See Matt Hutter standing outside of his car. There's Mark Gibson, the veteran. Mark has 190th or 82nd, I should say, career start. He leads all active ARCA drivers, and the 1986 Rookie of the Year. There is the crew now, safety crew over there with the Tim Steele machine. Remember, Tim Steele had that pretty horrific impact in testing in Atlanta a year ago, testing with Bud Moore's car during the offseason. So they are in there working with Tim Steele. We'll give you an update as soon as we can on the 3-time ARCA Series champion. We are under caution for the 3rd time today. Coming out on lap 25, 2 of the top 4 cars involved in an incident up in turns 3 and 4. We'll be back.
Oh yeah, but it almost looked like the 16 guy a little bit loose, and then he run up on him and hit him. You know what I mean? If you look at it next time. Yeah, run that back one time. No, he got turned around. He got hit, but can you run it back one more time? God, these guys are running into each other down here. Giacchetti hit him. Okay. Look, I'm one of them stupid drivers too, and I always say I didn't hit him too. No, okay, run it back. I want to see. Okay. Watch him do this. Oh, never mind. Now we're pitting. No, I'm the only one here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Benny's here. Good.
Want to bring it back? No, he's in the bathroom.
No, he's not here.
He is not here.
Nope.
That's you. I got the 17. Under caution here at Talladega, our first full field round of pit stops. Mike Cicchetti, the race leader, on pit road. No changes to the car. 4 tires. The 66 also on pit road. The 52 of the new champion, Bill Baird, on pit road. They come around to the left side on Cicchetti's car. Directly behind him is last year's champion, Frank Kimmel. He's also getting 4 tires. These are Hoosier tires, having trouble on the left rear on the 17. The 3's racing down pit road. Shelmerdine will win the battle off pit road, followed by the 17, then the 67. The 20's away. Baird will edge him off of pit road. Now they have to push Kimmel to get him away. And a lot of congestion down here on pit road. Shawna Robinson also made her second stop of the race. So a first full field pit stops here at Talladega. We're under caution, a crash involving Tim Steele. Back for an update on his condition and more when we continue in a moment.
Panicked. I didn't know you was here.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Neil said they're coming down pit road. We're going to go. I said, what? There's nobody here.
Okay.
There's nobody here. Stop. It's just me. I'm alone.
We're taking the roof off here.
Yeah.
Huh? Benny's gone, so you might want to close his mic. We're getting some feedback over there with BP. Let me turn his down then. Did we replay it where you could specifically see the contact, that there was contact?
No.
You haven't yet?
No.
Okay. What do you think, Kyle? You think there was, or you think he just took...
I think it looked to me like he got a little loose and that he run up on him real quick. You know what I mean? Like he was all ready. If you run... Benny's not here. Yeah. No, it doesn't take much. If you run that, can you run that replay one time? Yeah, just the first part of it. See here, as it go in. Wait a minute. Okay. It's like they go in and you see him and he's right here and you see his car turn a little bit as he goes up and they kind of just barely. Yeah, do it slow real quick. Can you do it real slow one time? Just right in the middle there somewhere. Or a little bit further back. Right there. See how close they are? See, and watch his car turn. See how this car's going that way and that car's going up?
Is there
There's
contact
2 different
right
angles. And they hit. He clips him and drives across him like that.
Yeah.
He just barely hit him. But I think he just barely hit him, but I'm almost believing that the 16 was...
Good. That's great. Do we have that we can show?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the 16 was already, if you see the angle, if you look at it right here, look at the angles of the car. Ho. See how this car is headed this way and that car is still headed that way. You got 2 different angles of cars right there. And I think he was turning or either got loose, and Cicchetti, if you follow on through, hits him right there. You see what I mean? And then just drives through him. Oh, I can't tell straight. Benny does. Yeah. Yeah, go back a little bit. It starts like right about there. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Just like that. Yeah, Benny can do that. Yeah. That's good.
Good.
That is good.
That's great. Can we show that when we come back? Okay, good.
So there's 2 totally different angles of cars. going one way, one's going one way, the other one's going up the bank. And he just drives up the bank and sets them in the right side of the rear wheel.
He got into him.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah.
So much Caddy got in the steel, that's what caused it.
I don't. There I'm.
Linda, if you need tires or in a set of scuffs,
Look at the left side of that car.
Yeah.
Driver's door where it's just pancaked there.
Pretty intact up around here, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from the window up. That's
from the window up. The last two or three times he's hit, it's all been caved in up there. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. I don't know, but he began. I thought he looked like he began to get a little loose before he ever got hit. That's why I say. That's why the two separate angles of the car make it look like something was going on.
You would see him loose up here earlier.
Yeah, he'd already been loose 2 or 3 times. He was hanging on. Most time he's so fast here, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just gets out there and.
If Nelson Crozier can hear me, Nelson, tonight, would you pick up one of those Ford sheets down there they have with all which car this is for Winston Cup for tomorrow that they put out over there, the Ford PR guys put out with who's got what car here and a little bit about that. If you would get one of those for me, since I won't be able to get inside till tomorrow. In fact, I won't get it at all probably. Thank you, Chevy.
Or I didn't know you cleared it till I saw an air gap. First need to see what we can do with that 96 and 20.
make sure she's got the beginning of the race and all that stuff. Let's just recalculate it again.
Looks like we've got at least one more lap of caution here. Temps okay. 10-4, good temp.
Anybody notice what Shaq did on that stop? Did you see what Shaq did on that stop? What lap are we on right now?
Next time by 32 complete.
It's a piece of debris high in the groove in the trial. High groove.
There's some debris high in the tri-oval.
If we get it fixed, it'll be a can or less than if we do it then.
Well, we got a blown reading.
Watch yourself, Bob.
Either
There's
they
a copy of
spilt
that.
a
High
lot.
in the tri-oval, there's debris.
Any particular favorite for you here today, or particular drivers you think was stronger than the rest that might be?
Must be toward the beginning of the tri-oval.
There was a lot of spillage, but we'll get it taken care of.
Move down a little.
Let's stay focused on that and try not to spill as much, because this could be pretty critical on the next stop. Yeah. I mean, I know you're doing a good job and everything, but well, if we go reaching for it here at the end, let's just stay, get focused on it.
The fire guy kind of said somebody real. I don't think Rusty got it in there. To begin with, I don't think he got the probe in there. The fire guy said that. He said, I don't think the guy had it.
Just stay focused and go after it, okay? Hey, on this next stop, it may be just a guess and go. Okay. So let's just stay focused on it. Make sure you hit the thing, get it open so we can get it in there and get it full. Get full. All right. Make sure it's full before we see the hand.
The catch can was full that time. It was full.
Okay. You okay? That bust your nose? Yeah. All right. I was just trying to get it off Pier Road and you stepped in my way. Sorry.
All right. Is this another match set? Is this another match set?
Yeah.
If we stay green, come on, Joe, talk to him. 1 to go, Bob. Be 1 to go this time by.
With that penalty, he's only 1 can now.
Yeah.
What's the first thing we come back with to replay?
Just one race left to decide the outcome of this year. Number 20th going into the Winston Cup Series again.
You can tell that Tim Steele is awake in that deal because, Kyle, the tires, he hits the brakes and they stop.
And they start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it just came off the wall and kept rolling.
1 to go. Replay, Kyle.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, working caution number 3 after a horrific impact up in turns 3 and 4 involving our leader, Tim Steele. Here's what happened.
You can see as they start down into the corner, Tim Steele's leading, but Ducati's got a pretty decent run on him. And right about here in the middle of the corner, the 16 car changes direction. You see there's right here, there's two separate angles on the car. 16 car is cutting to the left, the 17 car is still running straight. And as they go, 16 car gets out, the 17 car goes up and just barely gets into the back right rear corner of him, and around he goes. And whether he was going around on his own or whether the 17 gave him a little help, it looks like they got together a little bit. Then the 83 comes in and kind of gets Hutter, or gets into Tim Steele right there. But it's just a wicked hit with the right side or with the left side of the 16 car.
And we can see where he sheared the right front. It looked like off Matt Hutter's car when he made contact. And we see Giacchetti car, they made a pit stop, and look at the nose of it. We see no damage at all. So if there was contact between he and Tim Steele, the 16 car, it was just doggone ever so slight.
Now the good news is that Tim Steele, we did get out of the car. He was awake, talking to the safety crew there, so that is great news. They put him on a stretcher. We'll take him in to be examined. We'll try to give you an update. But that is great news considering that impact that Tim is awake and talking to the crew there. Let's check in the pits with Ray.
Well, Jerry, down here at the Infield Medical Center, Mark Gibson and Matt Hutter have both come out under their own power. That's real good news. Mark, when we see this kind of racing here at Talladega, it really is a game of inches. You almost made it through that.
Yeah, I was far enough back. I should have missed it probably, and I thought Tim was going to stay against the wall. So I kind of got in the middle of the racetrack. Those cars under me, and he came back down. It was either turn right and try to miss him or hit him in the door. Tim's went through enough in the last 2 years. So I just caught up. This restrictor plate racing, you know.
Well, Tim has, and you have too. We saw you with an awfully hard wreck at Atlanta. Now another one here. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. You know, this is 2 in a row hard wrecks here at Talladega for me. Just, I don't know. The car had a real bad push, and we had dropped back a little bit riding, and just get caught up in something. When something happens, somebody's going to get caught up in it, and it just happened to be me. So hopefully Tim's okay. You know, he was awake in the infield care center when I left, and he recognized me, so I guess that's good. I don't know.
Okay, so Mark Gibson's out also. Matt Hutter, real quick, 2 weeks in a row, tough hits for you. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's a shame. We had an excellent car today. Just a real good driving race car. Just biding our time, trying to break away with a group of 4 cars there that we thought somebody got impatient, I guess.
Okay, well, good news is both of these guys are out and okay.
That is great news, Ray. The 30 car being shown as our leader, was our leader. There's Mike Giacchetti in the car 17. Just blitzing by on the inside.
Up high. Still there.
He's breaking Brian Ross, the 67 car. Also, Kevin Harvick in the 20 car has moved into the 3rd position.
Well, they are 3 by 3 in turn 1. There's Frank Kimmel. Bill Baird, the 52 car, is down there.
Also our pole sitter, 66 car, Bob Strait. And here comes Kurt Shelmerdine, the most recent winner in the ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series in Charlotte just a couple of weeks ago. I guess that was actually about 10 days ago. And this is the 1999 ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series champion, Bill Baird, we're right along with. He's right along in about the 4th, 5th position. The red-white number 1 car, that's Shauna Robinson, who finished 2nd in Daytona. She's going by the Dave Steele, the 01 car. Dave Steele made an unscheduled stop. He is 1 lap down.
Back up front, Mike Giacchetti being shown as the leader. Now the 2nd place car, the 67 machine, having an awfully good run. That's Brian Ross out of Plymouth, Indiana, the Biomet Chevrolet. He's trying to hold off the challenge of the car number 20. That's Kevin Harvick. His first ever trip to Talladega. Yeah, he's out of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, former Winston West Series champion. Will be driving next year full-time in the Busch Series for Richard Childress.
You know, Giacchetti and those guys did a really good run because the 01 of Dave Steele and the car of Mike Swain Jr., they were both a lap down, but at the lead pack. So they kept the leaders just bound up just enough that in the last time they run them down and went around them. But when they went around them strong, and they've kind of checked out on them about 10 or 15 car lengths.
I think that's a good point, Kyle. They had such a run when they went by these cars. They went by so fast, those other cars could not catch on. They were by them and gone before they even thought about pulling over to try to get in the draft.
Sometimes on restarts at places like this, especially at Talladega, being the lead car is not the place to be on the restart sometimes. It's those guys that lag back a little bit in 15th or 16th position, even though you can't pass until you get to the start-finish line to the left. These guys get such a good run on you that you're a set duck at the front of the field, especially when you're running side by side.
That's that old saying in the Iditarod, unless you're the lead dog, the scenery never changes.
That's the way it is a lot of Talladega. The only advantage of Talladega is if you stay in one place long enough, eventually you get to be the lead dog. You may not be there on the right lap, but eventually you get to be out there.
The 39 car, Andy Hillenberg. Jim Dandy dog food car being overtaken and trying to be passed by the 46 of Frank Kimmel.
You see that outside line. Kimmel was right up under him going into turn 3, but he got just enough of a run coming off to be able to pull back behind him. There's Shauna right behind Frank Kimmel. These two, if they get hooked up, she could push Kimmel by him and maybe hook up with the pack in front.
This is a battle for the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Actually, I guess it's 8th, 9th, and 10th.
You watch Shauna in the one car. This is the same type of race she ran at Daytona. She lagged behind there about 6th or 7th, 8th, right along in there. But when it comes crunch time and it comes money time, she was headed to the front. And then she's running the same type of race today that she ran there.
Very smart race by Shauna Robinson. She's in the Bob Evans Chevrolet. That's the car number 1, red, white. Numeral the Chevrolet James Finch owned car. Mike Swain, the 22, car number 22. There's Shelmerdine, the 3 car.
And the white and green car is Gus Wasson.
Well, drafting is the way to go at Talladega. You got to have a drafting partner. It looks like they got a couple of them hooked up here, Benny, to try to run the leader down.
We're riding along with our pole sitter, Bob Strait. Now, he follows Bill Baird, our champion in 1999, as they try to catch those 3. Looking out the back of Bill Baird's car, back at Bob Strait. The last time by, these cars were about 3/4 of a second behind the leaders. We'll check this time and see. Well, we don't have to check. They're right on the back bumper of Kevin Harvick. Now Harvick moves over. He's hoping that Bill Baird.
You know, this is a tough place to be in if you're Harvick, because this is like your first super speedway deal, and you don't know. Do I just let them drive by me on the inside and let the momentum slow themselves down, or do I try to stay in line? You know, obviously, as we started the race, Tim Steele and a couple of these guys had some fast cars along with Giacchetti and Bob Strait, but obviously Harvick had a pretty decent car and had to start at the back and come to the front.
Gotta wonder what Richard Childress is telling his young driver, Kevin Harvick. We'll take a quick break and come back with more action from Talladega in just a moment. Back at Talladega Superspeedway, I'm Jerry Punch along with Kyle Petty, Benny Parsons, Ray Dunlap, and Bill Weber covering the action. And here's a cluster of 6 cars at 190 miles an hour, led by Mike Swain Jr. in the car number 22, the Accelerator Pontiac.
And Gus Wasson, the 96 car, trying to get on the inside of Kurt Shelmerdine. Wasson has some drafting help on the bottom with Frank Kimmel. But on the outside is Andy Hillenberg trying to help Shelmerdine go by. And here comes Shauna Robinson to close up on the back bumper of Andy Hillenberg. Oh!
You know, the bad part about being in a pack like this is you're sitting back here in 4th or 5th in this pack thinking to myself, if I can just get to the front, I can break away from this pack, or I can lead them. And as soon as you get to the front, somebody comes to the inside of you and jets around you. And we see Shelmerdine going to the inside here, making it 3 wide in front of Hillenberg.
Now we see Frank Kimmel trying to get on the inside of Gus Wasson and make it 4 wide. Wow, almost on the apron of the racetrack making that pass.
And Kurt Shelmerdine trying to move his way through that pack, and hopefully they'll all get in line so they can catch the leaders. But Shelmerdine's trying to do it with with just 2 tires during that last caution period. Just 2 left side tires on the 3 car. He gained a lot of track position under the caution, but then lost it when they went to green. He's trying to gain it back now.
By the way, Kyle, the owner of this 96 car, Gus Wasson, is Bo Petty. He in relation to you?
There's no telling, man. I have to ask a kid or my grandmother or some of that crowd. I got 3 sisters and a mom and daddy. That's about all I know is me right now. And a couple kids.
Going a little bit farther back in the lineup, we see the white car is, I think that's Mark Boyd. Was that the fellow that was leading the race just a moment ago?
Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
The 80 car there is Lazaro. The car that's leading this group is Anthony Lazaro.
Out of Ackworth, Georgia, the Stan Hoover Motorsports Ford. Pretty impressed with him so far, Benny.
Yes. And C.W. Smith, Skip Smith in the 28 car. That is 11th and 12th position. And what really impressed me about Lazaro, when they started the race, he started about 19th, I believe. It was 19th, and he fell back to about 30th because he just didn't feel comfortable in that big group of cars. And now he's worked his way back up to the 11th position. Very impressive young man.
And the one good thing is you've got Lazaro up there running in 11th position, getting some experience, getting some drafting experience. You've got Harvick up there running in 3rd position, getting drafting experience. The only one that's out that we talked about in the first is David Steele, but he's up front with him. Even though he's a lap down, he's up front getting that valuable experience, running with experienced guys. Even if he is a lap down, he's gaining some experience by running with these guys.
And you see this shot out of Skip Smith's car. Skip Smith out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, is a retired Pennsylvania state trooper. He's accustomed to chasing pretty fast cars, so he's right at home here.
Hopefully he didn't chase any cars at 190 miles per hour because that's about the speed that he's running right now.
If he's a Pennsylvania state trooper, he may know me on a first-name basis because I've been stopped in that state a few times.
He did mention you fondly, Kyle.
That's good.
The guy he's chasing, Anthony Lazaro, a Toyota Atlantic champion, now coming to run in ARCA, the Stan Hoover car. These 2 cars being shown in 11th and 12th position. 46 laps are complete. We're about 11 laps away from the halfway point.
This battle is going on about 15 seconds behind our leader. Our leader still Mike Cicchetti. Ryan Ross, the 67 car, is still in 2nd, and Harvick is 3rd.
It'll be interesting to see if those 2 guys stay hooked up, if they can run down, I guess the 10th or the 9th and 10th place people, or the 10th and 9th place people in front.
Kyle, I got to ask you, if you're Richard Childress, what do you say to your driver, to Harvick? I mean, what kind of advice do you give him a moment ago when you could talk to him in a situation like this where he's trying to learn super speedway tactics?
You know, the only thing is like we talked at the beginning. Stay here, stay there. You know, you tell them just to stay in line. Just stay in line and follow the car in front of you. Follow right in those tracks and make them find a way around you. Don't pull over and give them that outside line. Don't go high and give them that inside line. Follow that group in front of you. And he's fortunate that he's racing with a pretty good group of guys right there. With this group of guys, they're able to break away, and he's only got to worry about 3 or 4 guys, and that's what you say. Just pay attention to what's going on. Learn what the car's doing. NASCAR's watching. They're wanting to see him run those single lines, not be bouncing all over the racetrack. They want to be seeing him run high. We did the same thing with Adam last year. We brought him down here. He ran the ARCA race so that he could get approved to run the Busch Series next year as far as Daytona and some of the super speedways. And Kevin Harvick and these guys are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, and that's all Richard Childress wants him to do. Get experience, get some laps under your belt, let NASCAR approve you. We don't have to come down here and win the race. You're going to run the Busch Series next year for us, and that's a big deal.
And we see Bill Baird going by there. Now we go back to the next big group of cars, and they're still together. Shauna Robinson, the 1 car, the 46 of Frank Kimmel, led by the 3 car of Kurt Shelmerdine. The car at the end of this line, Mike Swain Jr. The yellow and black car is a lap down. Also, there's Andy Hillenberg in the 39 car. And there goes Gus Wasson. That is the cars running 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Looks like Gus Watson about to get shuffled out of this pack. He doesn't hurry up and catch up.
A lot of times when you get in the position that Gus Watson's in right there, you're praying that they run side by side just for a half a lap or so you can get caught up, because that's what happens. A lot of times you get in a pack like that, all of a sudden they get single filed and you're the odd man out and you get shuffled.
And we go back to the lead. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys lined up, just trying to get away from these other cars. So as the race progresses down, they've only got to race 2 or 3 cars, not that big pack of 10 or 12.
As we approach the 50-lap mark at Talladega in the Winn-Dixie 300, Mike Cicchetti is our leader. Ross, Harvick, Strait, and Baird, the top 5. Can I get you to just fill it up for me? Yes, sir. Gotcha. That's where it's okay. Gotcha.
Okay, Lazaro. I knew that. I mean, I knew I was going to have trouble with it. Lazaro. I know. I just cannot. Parsons. Lazaro. Yes. Thank you very much. It's exactly.
Bodine or Bodine?
Lazaro. Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
Going by that Chevrolet.
Speed Road coverage continues from the world's fastest stock car facility. Talking about the fastest half hour in television. RPM Tonight comes your way each and every night, Monday through Friday, 7 Eastern Time. John Kernan and all the staff at RPM getting up to date on what's happening in motorsports around the world. RPM Tonight, Monday through Friday at 7 Eastern Time. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
Back to the lead. They're still lined up, but there is a change. The 66 car, Bob Strait, has moved by Kevin Harvick for that 3rd spot.
And I'm going to say something. When Bob Strait moved by Kevin Harvick showed a lot of patience and really a lot of experience almost to have no experience. He eased up. He let the 66 get back in line, and he eased in behind him. He didn't want to spend a lot of time running side by side and lose a lot of ground to these first 2. And the way it worked out, he's able to hang on. He only lost 1 position. He didn't lose the pack.
Our Lucas Oil Telemetry, the world leaders in heavy-duty and high-performance lubricants, bringing us telemetry here. And Benny, we'll take a look at this car's speed in the draft.
Well, right now he's getting shuffled back to the 4th position.
Back up in line there, Bob. Go on, get up there.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Get back in line. Follow these guys. Back up to 190, 191. Now as he goes down in the corner, down to 188. As he goes down the backstretch, if this thing's going to catch up, which it should, he was our pole sitter, we ought to see some speeds a little over 190 miles per hour. 192, 193. Now he drops it off down in the corner, and we can see him just closing up. Look at 194 as he drops it off down, as he goes down the hill, down into the 3rd corner.
This car really drafts good. You saw how far he was behind as he came off this corner last time. And within a lap, he's made the move. You see, the 20 car does the same thing here. He's eased up. This time he's going to close the door on him. Last time he eased up and let him back in line in front of him so they wouldn't do this. So they wouldn't end up running side by side.
tried for a little while.
They keep talking to Bob, telling him to stay in line, but he, with a car like he's got that drafts up so well, I think a minute ago he ran up on the 67 car and got caught on the inside, and they went around him to the outside.
I think that's what I think when he ran up on the back of the 67 car, he came out of the throttle just enough to let Harvey get that run on the outside. And here with these restrictor plates, if you ever back off that throttle, it takes you about a lap to get the car back up to full speed.
And see the bottom there where it says brake? You don't see the lights come on at all. You don't have to worry about that pedal until you come down pit road, huh, Colin?
Now, I tell you what, it's surprising. You'll see if you run this telemetry and some of this stuff, especially in the Winston Cup when they run in a pack, you'll see the brake a lot because instead of lifting off the accelerator and closing the carburetor up and having to jump back into it and create that flow again, a lot of the Winston Cup guys just bind the car up with the brake and stay wide open on the gas and then jump off of it. We've gone from running super speedway brake setups to running short track brakes on these cars because you use so much brake during the day trying to stay off of people.
Plus, if you play with the throttle, you can burn a piston when you change and when you lean out the motor a little bit here in a tight draft.
And you set your car up, and you set your car, and you'll see these guys go out and get plug checks and they read the plugs and stuff like that. You do all that in the draft. You don't want to be running by yourself. If you get caught at Talladega running by yourself, it doesn't make any difference if you got a 286 or a 291 or 94 or 300 gear. You're dead in the water. You got to have some kind of draft. So you set up and you tune the car straight in the draft the whole time.
Joe Nemechek, our pole sitter for the Winston 500 that will be run here tomorrow, just like Kyle Petty said, if he were to get caught
Feel good and comfortable, Bobby?
by himself, it would only take about 15 or 20 laps until they would come around and lap him tomorrow. You have to run with drafting help. And there we see Bill Baird, the 5th place car. We see what an advantage they have on that. That is 14.5 seconds. And the one thing that's keeping Bill Baird's going is the car behind him that's drafting along with him. It's Ron Cox, I believe, that's following Bill Baird. We see what kind of speed that he's running down the backstretch. About 4 or 5 miles per hour slower than Bob Straight. When he drives it down the corner, we see up to 196. We saw Bob Straight up to 194 a couple of times.
You see the difference in RPMs too. You see 6,700 RPMs coming up out of the corner with those guys at 187, 188. Well, we got a car in the wall right here.
And the car up against the outside concrete wall, bringing out caution for the 4th time today here on lap 58. And the car basically ground into the concrete up there, and he's not actually up on the bank anymore into the tri-oval area, so he's not in the 33-degree part of the course rather than the 18 degrees. So that is the car number 97 of Doug Reed.
I think he hit the wall up in here someplace, but now he's finally come to rest just as the cars exit off turn 4.
So Doug Reed out of Hueytown, Alabama, a car they brought here that is 14 years old. They've been bringing this car here for about 5 years. And here's what happened to the local Alabama native, the car heavy impact.
And when this car stops, folks, it stops because it gets tired of rolling. It certainly isn't anything the driver does to make it stop.
Caution for the 4th time today here on lap 58 at Talladega Superspeedway. Back with more in just a moment.
How come the first thing to do as soon as they get there is open the hood? Had to open that hood right there.
Looking for fire?
I guess you're looking for fire.
But you know what? A lot of times what happens, as soon as they open it, it gives it air, and then it flames up.
Yeah. Then you have the fire.
Then
it's
you
like
have the
opening
fire.
a window in a building.
Yeah, then you have the fire. Yeah, if there's nothing, there's really nothing there.
Well, I would guess 59, 40. Some guys might make it go the rest of the way, huh?
How many laps is this race?
113. Yeah. 53 laps. Oh, Doug Reed's getting out of there.
Yes, she does. If you just watch it, you know what I mean? That's what she did at Daytona, too. She just kind of lagged back there and then ran. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought she did best at Daytona was she had a fast car, but she didn't use it until she had to use it.
That's it. Yes, he is.
About 200 yards ahead.
Back in Talladega, pit stops become the order of the day here into the fourth caution flag of the afternoon. Let's go down to the pits to Ray Dunlap.
Bob Strait is in the 66 car, Jerry, and I think it's going to be right side tires only. They're going to try to do this to get the car out quickly. They're going to work on it now to Bill Weber.
Mike Cicchetti is on pit road. He's in the 17 at the top of your triple pits. He's supposed to get 4 tires. The 66 car is already on his way. Long time on the right side for the 17. He is going to take 4 tires. The 66 maneuvers his way out of traffic and heads down pit road, followed by several cars. Meanwhile, the left side's going on the 17. Cicchetti is away. Right behind him, Kimmel still sits on pit road. As Baird escapes the traffic and leaves the pit. The 46 is away. The 20 and the 1 of Shauna Robinson all off pit road together.
Boy, a near miss between Kevin Harvick and Shauna Robinson exiting the pits there. You saw Bob Strait, his pit stop only 13 seconds, just 2 tires. Man.
Just 2 tires trying to get that track position.
All right, pit stops have been completed. We'll see how it sorts out when we come back as we work the 4th caution flag of the day here. As the laps continue in the Winn-Dixie 300. Back with more in a moment. Turn it down.
You didn't mean me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, Will Taylor and David Telesco.
Yes. Sure looks like him, doesn't it?
Boy, it does, huh?
Man, looks just like him. Somebody's got some good eyes to find all that stuff. No. No, I don't think
Pressure
so.
build showed 1 pound push, so maybe this will make you dead neutral.
I don't think so. Is it, Jerry?
Chevy, I don't know. I didn't get to talk to him yesterday.
Yeah, I know it, but yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you, Chef.
This guy's from Indiana, so I.
Yeah. I don't think it's the same guy, Chevy. Exactly. Everybody wants to be a Hoosier.
Well, the 3 cars in front of him did not pit, so he beat all the cars off pit road. The 42 of Pardis, the 75 of Schacht, and the 40 of Belmont did not pit. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
I got Tylenol if you need it or something. Oh, you got.
I would think so. I think that was a bad mistake, changing 2 tires. Didn't you?
Still, all passing on the right-hand side until after the start-finish line. 1 to go to stand by.
If you get a caution, you get a free 4-tire change. You change 4.
Exactly.
We're going to get that carburetor cleaned up and everything. Let's get a good killer restart. I know it's in you, but we can do it.
Slowest car here either, you know what I mean?
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, working caution number 4 on the afternoon. Now, speaking of battles, we got one coming your way. The Friday night fight presented by Budweiser from the Orleans Casino and Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. This week features a 12-round USBA Championship light heavyweight bout. The champion, Will Taylor, taking on the challenger, David Telesco. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. Take a look at our pit summary after those. Most of the lead cars came down pit road. And, Benny, there were some significant losers here.
Well, see, Giacchetti was the leader. Comes out in 9th spot. Ross back to 11th. Harvick all the way back to 14th. Bob Strait went in 4th, came out 4th. The 3 cars right now, the cars that run 1, 2, 3 did not pit. But I think that was a mistake for Strait, just changing 2 tires. Kyle, if you get a chance on the caution flag to change 4 tires, you try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you try to take advantage of it, especially if you've got a car that's capable of running in the top 2 or 3 like his car is. You don't want to give up any opportunity to give that other guy a little bit of an advantage. And I don't know how these tires are wearing because we're not down there walking through the pits and looking at them as they come off. But if I had an opportunity at this point in time and I was running 3rd or 4th to put on tires, I'd have put on 4.
And we are being told Andy Hillenberg also just changed 2 tires. He's being shown in 4th position. So we'll see what the 2 tires will do. And particularly, you're concerned about some of the tire wear. We hear that maybe Doug Reed, who brought out this caution flag, indeed cut a right front tire. So they're concerned about the tire wear. And let's check into their pits on the fuel situation with Bill Weber.
And, Jerry, that's going to be the big question here in the final 50 laps or so of this race. As Ray had talked about earlier, a lot of teams getting very different gas mileage in this race. Several of them hope that's their last stop, but they're going to need between, say, 5 and 10 caution flag laps to help them get to the finish. Shauna Robinson can make it to the last lap, but probably will run out of fuel on the last lap if there are no caution flags between now and the end of the race. So fuel mileage down the stretch, very critical. A lot of guys can't make it. Looks like one girl might be able to.
How about that for Shauna? We'll see how close it comes as we get set for the restart here on lap 64. The caution out for a total of 5 laps. And the car number 40.
The white car of Dan Pardis is the leader. The yellow car in front of Pardis, a lap down. And you see Mike Swain Jr. gets a great jump. Still, that 22 car, the yellow and black car on the inside, still trying to get that lap back. He lost with a punctured tire back early in the race.
This same type scenario we had a minute ago, where the first 2 or 3 cars are a lap down, or maybe 2 or 3 laps down. They're running too wide, trying to get out there and trying to go, but it opens the door up because of the way they do for the fast cars, like Bob Strait right here on the outside of Pardis, to sweep through here and make some time.
As you watch Bob Strait begin to make a move, see if he can pull Pardis with him, the 42 car. 50 laps to go at Talladega. Benny, you were talking about, oh, here's Giacchetti making a move down almost on the apron of the racetrack.
Come down, Mike. There you go. Keep digging, keep digging. Still outside, still outside, still outside. Still there, still there.
That's Mike Giacchetti's radio.
And here's what Benny and I were talking about. It's easy to sit up here and look at what they do on pit road and say, well, I wouldn't have done that, or this wouldn't have done, or whatever. But there's Giacchetti running second with 4 fresh tires, and Bob Strait right in front of him after 1 lap with 2 fresh tires. So you would think that you would rather be in that position with 4. I know I would, but maybe Bob Strait and his crew have a different plan.
Boy, the caution flag will bunch them up in a hurry here at Talladega. Inches apart, they're drafting by at 185 to 190 miles an hour the 15 cars just a few feet apart here on this 2.66-mile super speedway.
Frank Kimmel trying to work his way through as he follows Brian Ross. There's Ross in the 67 right alongside Andy Hillenberg. Now Kimmel has a 20 car of Kevin Harvick right behind him, giving some drafting help as they try to get on the inside of Ross. Can't quite make it. Ross's car goes in the corner, goes up the hill, gets it back under control.
Brian Ross's car almost looks like it's a qualified mode when you get to looking at it run through the corners and stuff, the way the rear of the car is down, like he's running an incredible amount of rebound in the rear shocks to pull the rear down. You see it bouncing and just a real rough ride compared to some of the other cars that are out there.
Kimmel gets a great run off the corner, tries to pull alongside of Ross. They're 3 wide in the middle of the backstretch. Harvick trying to follow Frank Kimmel. That's Kimmel, the red number 46. Oh, and the 67 spins.
He loops around. And Shauna Robinson back there, she was trying to avoid him as cars come down across the
Start 3 and 4, caution, caution.
And Shauna was not able to get by. The car spun right in front of her. She was collected as here come the leaders straight. Cicchetti and company back to the line. Mike Swain trying to get his lap back, will not be able to do it as caution now is waving for the 5th time today.
Now we see the damage to Shauna Robinson's Bob Evans Chevrolet. She may get back on the racetrack, will certainly not win today. We see her unbuckling, starting to get out of the car.
And she had absolutely no place to go, Kyle. She's sitting back there in the draft a couple of car lengths back when this car decided there was contact. And this car, Brian Ross, loops around. There's some of the damage on the front of Brian Ross's car. Now Shauna fires her car. She talks to the safety workers, and they tell her that the damage isn't that significant. And she'll head back to pit road, and Mark Reno, the James Finch crew, will try to get this car repaired, at least to be able to finish the afternoon.
Yeah, she may be able to finish, but it's just like you say, there's no chance to win. And she's not running for points, and there's the only thing you can do is put that Bob Evans logo out there in front of everybody to see, but that's about it. You see these guys go in the corner. It's like the 67 didn't see Harvick here. And as he gets there, if you look at the lines on the racetrack, boom, there they are. They touch. Harvick's as low as he can go. You see the car get out from under him, and as the car spins, Shauna's got no place to go. He spins right dead in front of her. She goes to the high side. He clips. She goes up. Did a really good job of her turning the car and getting back down off the racetrack. These guys, they were right in the middle of a pack right here. So everybody did a really good job to be limited to 2 cars.
And there you see the cars right there making that almost contact, if not contact. And you're right, I don't think Brian Ross realized that Kevin Harvick was coming along with Frank Kimmel. And there's a contact, and the 32 car, Mark Stahl, just barely gets by the 1 of Shauna Robinson before she spins back down off the racetrack.
And Andy Belmont also making an evasive move, and Ted Kennedy, the 00 car, up there as well.
See Brian Ross with the right front tire flat as he comes down pit road.
All right, caution for the 5th time today in Talladega. Scary moment. Brian Ross spins. He collects Shauna Robinson. Back in a moment.
Well, that's one advantage to change it.
We've got to stay focused on this restart now. We've been getting killed on these restarts. We're good to go to the to the checker flag, and we can't let anybody by us. Just stick with what you've been doing. Let's just do it a lot better. Let's not change the game in the middle of the game because we're not sure. If we could have done that earlier in the race, we might know. Joe, let's work with him real good here. Let's talk to him a lot. Let's give him a lot of information so he can make positive moves. We know Cicchetti's going to be coming like a gangster up through there, so let's get our jump on him. Let's get out front.
The spotter. Joe, the
I know Bob Bissinger pretty well, but I don't know who Joe is. The spotter. The artist, formerly known as Prince.
See, Bodine missed that. He should have had T-shirts made that said "The Driver, formerly known as Jeff."
Oh man!
He should have played off that.
I'll tell you what, sure cries for spotters on the backstretch, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Somebody there could have told him that he.
Yeah, I just don't think he saw him.
No, I don't think he ever knew he was there.
He went like that, and I think even if they didn't touch, it's like it startled him, and when it did, it just went.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure they touched. I just think that he started to turn it down the hill, and when he saw that car there, it just scared him so much.
Can we do Joe's last name up on the roof, who the spotter is? Can somebody ask Bob Bissinger? Oh, okay, that's the engine builder, Joe Ryan. That's okay, good. Got you. Thank you. Okay, afterwards. Do I lead into this? Okay, all right. Okay. Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway. Working caution for the 5th time today. An incident just a moment ago entering turn 3. Let's take a look.
The white car, number 67. He starts to turn down in the corner, but Kevin Harvick is there. He loses control, goes up to Shauna Robinson in the red and white number 1. Makes contact. Both cars spin. Unfortunately, it was a 2-car crash.
Let's check in the pits with Ray Dunlap.
Well, Jerry, Shauna is out of the Bob Evans Chevy, but there's a good bit of damage on the left front there. I guess you're done for the day, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're done for the day. It wasn't the way I wanted to leave Talladega, that's for sure. We had a really good race car with the Bob Evans Chevrolet, and you know, they always say you got to race like it's your last race, and it's definitely what I was doing here. But we were in a situation where there was nothing I could do. The car just lost it in front of me, and I tried everything to miss him, but it was just a little too close. But it's unfortunate because we had the car, and we had a tire go down early in the race and set us back, so I was fighting all day really to get back up. And once I hooked up with Frank Kimmel, we were definitely moving and picking a draft up, so we were going to eventually get to the front, and I feel like I definitely had the car, and there was no chance there was a chance. So it's unfortunate because, you know, all I want to do is race, and hated it ended short.
Yeah, well, that's all there is. Same car that they had at Daytona where she finished second, but they're done for the day.
Tough break for Shauna Robinson. Now there's Bob Bissinger, who is the crew chief for the pole-sitting and current leading car of Bob Strait. And there is a spotter, Joe Ryan, up on the roof. Now we have what we call an ARCA spotlight, where you're able to listen in on the communications between, or among, I should say, the spotter, the crew chief, and the driver.
Got to stay focused on this restart now. We've been getting killed on these restarts. We're good to go to the to the checkered flag, and we can't let anybody by us. Just stick with what you've been doing. Let's just do it a lot better. Let's not change the game in the middle of the game because we're not sure. If we could have done that earlier in the race, we might know. Joe, let's work with him real good here. Let's talk to him a lot. Let's give him a lot of information so he can make positive moves. We know Chiquetti's going to be coming like a gangster up through there, so let's get our jump on him. Let's get out front.
That Joe they're talking to is Joe Ryan, the spotter. We saw on the right side of the screen. These guys want to win this race, don't you, Kyle?
These guys want to win bad, and I mean he's talked all day long. There's Joe Ryan. He's a spotter, also the motor builder, I think. But these guys have really talked all day long about staying focused and being on top of things and getting the most out of their game.
You saw Don Strait, who was the brother of driver Bob Strait, who's actually the co-crew chief down there along with Bob Bissinger. You heard Bob Bissinger talking a moment ago in our ARCA Spotlight. Getting set for a restart here on lap 72 of 113, which make up the Winn-Dixie 300.
Cars on the right side of the screen, cars that are a lap down. 5 cars down there led by David Steele in the 0-1, the track phone car. Strait bringing the car slowly down, waiting for the flagman to wave the green flag. It is waved, and they're accelerating back up, hopefully to 190 miles per hour. In the 17 car. Oh, we got a car, the 95 car. Looks like he's lost an engine or something down on the apron of the racetrack. I believe that is the 95 car, Kevin Ray. Yes, it is. Meanwhile, back to the racing.
Bob Strait showing the way. Cicchetti in second spot. Now 2 cars begin to pull down and make their way on the inside of the racetrack. Kurt Shelmerding's the car number 3, the 46 car. That is Frank Kimmel, the 1998 ARCA champion, with Kevin Harvick right behind him in the 20 car.
This is along with Bob Strait, we ride with him, the pole sitter. The ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde onboard cameras. He looks back at Cicchetti. Now Cicchetti has Frank Kimmel right on his back bumper. Both these cars changed 4 tires. And Bob Strait only 2. How will that play out as we get down near the end of the race? As Kimmel got by the 3 car of Kurt Shelmerding just a moment ago, the 20 car of Kevin Harvick was not able to slip by. He's still back there struggling, trying to get by. He finally does move into the 4th position. Now he has Bill Baird, the 1999 champion, that will close on his back bumper. Maybe those 2 cars can hook up and draft to the front.
It's going to take a couple of cars hooking up to get back to those first 3. But like you said, Harvick got caught on the inside of Kurt Shelmerding. Couldn't go anywhere, and within about a lap and a half, they had stretched out far enough that they broke the draft. And once they broke the draft, then the second pack really started to bunch up because it just began to bottleneck at the front.
Now we see the 80 car, Anthony Lazzaro. A great run he has going today as he closes in right on the back bumper of Kurt Shelmerding. He's currently running in the 8th position.
Less than 40 laps to go. The lead threesome, single file. And this pack has finally gotten themselves sorted out in single file. It seems to be moving in somewhat. Bill Baird, who just joined us. Bill Baird is officially the ARCA champion for 1999. He is back in the 5th position.
Check the all-track interval between Kimmel and Harvick. And we see that Harvick is getting closer and closer. I'm not sure what all those numbers mean. I know from 2.0 to 0.2. And we see now the 52 car of Baird on the inside of Harvick trying to take the spot away.
See, these guys are doing nothing right now but hurting themselves as far as running down the front pack. It's almost like they're doing, you want to tell them, get in line, stay in line. You're fast enough maybe to run down that front pack, but every time you get a little bit of speed, they bunch up 2x2, 3x3. And the front 2 or 3 guys check out further.
And that front pack is Bob Strait in the 66 car, that Mark Thompson on Midway Island Ford. Behind him, Mike Cicchetti. And behind Cicchetti, the Advanced Auto Parts car and Frank Kimmel.
Harvey, just run your race. Run your race.
Here comes Harvick back. Bill Baird still not able to make that pass. The radio transmission just a moment ago was the Bob Strait pit crew talking to him as he went by them.
And still side by side. That's really bunching them up behind this group for third spot. Cicchetti makes the move to the inside. And Strait will cover the position. Less than 40 laps to go at Talladega Superspeedway. In the 17th running of the Winn-Dixie 300, Bob Strait continues to be our leader. Back in a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Frank, I want you to stay in line so you can just you pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah.
See, and there's what they told Kim, will just stay in line and pull away from the rest of those guys. Oh, Kim, I
think he can.
Looks like he's struggling.
He's struggling. What are
He's got some muscle.
they pointing out over here on the racetrack? That's where ARCA guys are.
Harold, see if you can get Frank to commit to go with me wherever I go. I'm going to wiggle, punch him up.
That's just good.
Oops.
I want you to stay in line for a little bit to get to pull away from the rest of the field.
At Talladega Superspeedway, they are single file, first, second, and third, but the action
You're pulling
is
away from that pack. Just stay in line. Keep going.
back from 5th, 6th, 7th on back. They were 3
Tighter and
wide.
ever hotter.
There is Kurt Shelderding, the car number 3, and Benny right beside him is the ARCA champion, Bill Baird.
And down in 1 and 2, they were just well, about like they are right now, just a few inches apart. Behind Baird on the outside line is Anthony Lazzaro. On the inside is Gus Wasson.
I think if you'd come out of a series like Anthony has, where they run and they do the road racing and stuff, and now all of a sudden you've jumped into a series where they're 3 and 4 wide, and you're thinking, okay. I thought they were going to.
Boy,
I thought
that was awesome there too.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. Laps winding down in the Winn-Dixie 300. There's our lead threesome. Bob Strait, the leader, the 66 car. Behind him, Mike Cicchetti. And behind him, the 1998 ARCA champion of Frank Kimmel. Crew chief and spotter both watching anxiously as Bob Strait, the 50-year-old veteran. That's Don Strait on left side of your.
I'd rather be up front with them dicing around.
I think Frank's got it figured out right now. If he goes with Cicchetti, and Bobby goes with him, and he's in the point.
We'll see. If he cuts that deal, he cut the deal with the devil.
Does Frank know that Cicchetti's going to run out of fuel?
Do we know that?
No, but does Frank know that? I don't know that we know that. What I meant is if he thought that, he might bide his time and take the second the easy way and then try to pass Bobby. Frank didn't fuel up. Frank didn't fuel up and we did.
I have no idea what Frank's fuel situation is. SP2s seem to be making pretty good fuel. We're not going to start playing any games yet. I mean,
Discussion ongoing down in Bob Strait's pit. Now, Frank Kimmel, the big concern about his fuel, he
has leased, for the first time this year, they have a Randy Dorton engine in the car number 52, so or 46. So they're concerned about fuel because of all the horsepower.
Because they have no idea exactly what kind of fuel mileage they're going to get as compared to what they've been racing.
But you heard him say, those SP2s make gas, you know what I mean, which means that they're not going to use as much gas as these two Fords are. It's what he's thinking in his mind. So he thinks Kimmel's got enough gas to go all the way. They're trying to get everybody to believe that Petty's going to run out of gas at some point in time.
I love the conversation between Don Strait and Bob Bissinger, the two crew chiefs. Said, do we know Cichetti's going to run out of gas? Said, no, but we can start the rumor.
4 laps to go. Negative, negative.
Just 30 laps to go.
30. 113. Yeah, that's what I got told is 113. Yes. 30 laps to go. 30 laps to go.
Boy, Kyle, you begin to question even how many laps are in the race at this point.
They don't know who's going to run out of gas or who's got enough gas. They don't know who's making gas or who's not. They don't even know how many laps are left. But he took charge. You saw him. He said, no, that can't be right. And he goes over and he asks. He's got 2 people in his pit, so he's counting laps. So he did a good job to get it back under control.
Now we saw the interval between Kimmel, who's 3rd spot right there, and the 4th place vehicle right now is Andy Hillenberg. He was 2 seconds, and in 5 laps, you see they've increased it to 4.5 seconds. Look at Kimmel, every lap, 50.3, 50.5. The slowest one was 50.7, and Hillenberg back there had 1 lap at 51.5. You see the red car on the left is Andy Hillenberg, followed closely by Kevin Harvick, then Dan Pardis, and the 28 car of Skip Smith, that white car at the very tail end, still out there running in 7th position.
Make hose your water now.
Riding along with the roof camera, CW Skip Smith out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, the Shopback Raceway Store Chevrolet. CW finished 7th here at Talladega back in October of '97. So also had a pretty horrific incident at Atlanta a couple of years ago.
The yellow car there's Robert Burrows out of Mississippi that's hanging with this group of cars. Now going by some traffic. Oh, we see Kimmel. I mean, Bob Strait all of a sudden drove down and tries to break the draft of the Cicchetti car. That's not going to work.
No, not with these guys behind him, especially running in tandem like that. You know, if you're trying to break the draft from one car in front of you, it's possible to kind of weave back and forth and break it a touch. Not a lot, but break it just enough to keep them behind you. But if you get 2 guys running in tandem, chances are you turn to the left, they're going to go by you on the outside running wide open.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, what about the fuel strategy? Let's check in on the pits with Bill Weber.
Well, I can help you out on a couple of cars. First of all, Mike Cicchetti definitely cannot make it. He can only get to about a lap 105, so they're trying to figure out their strategy at this point, but they know they can't make it. As for Frank Kimmel, they don't know if he can make it or not, but they're not going to stop. They're either going to win or run out of gas. So that's the formula for the 46 car for the final laps. Down pit road, here's Ray.
The story in the 66 pit, Bill, is that they can go the distance, no question about it. They last pitted on lap 60, so that leaves them 53 laps to go. They could not do that if it was all under green, but they have not all been green flag laps. So with the caution laps, all the guys down here in the Midway Island group are confident that Bob Strait can go till the checker.
Well, my experience with the Michelin Cup crew chiefs on race day is if they can go all the way, they tell the driver we can make it. If they can't go all the way, they tell the driver we don't know. They never tell him that he can't make it. So, yeah. And we'll find out as the laps are winding down at Talladega Superspeedway. Bob Strait is our leader. Back in a moment. Boy, Kyle had a great.
No, it didn't.
Okay, good. That's the great part. Just got to run to the bathroom and back.
I think the 17's lying.
About what?
How can he go all the way leading the race, and he can't go all the way running second?
Yeah.
That 20
You
car
know what I mean?
moving through the
And they
pack.
pitted
If
at
he
the same
gets in
time.
front of that train, he may be able to pull him up a little bit. If they get the Dyson around, who knows? I'd rather be up front with them Dyson around. I think Frank's got it figured out right now. If he goes with
You're not on and off. That's true. But anymore, and that's what I was saying. Anymore, when you run, you don't jump on and off anyhow. You just bind it with the brakes, so you're doing the same thing a lot of times. But used to, you could. Yeah, you're exactly right. Bad. They must have 100 more horsepower than everybody else.
Who?
The 17.
I started to say a while ago. That's Tony.
Yeah,
Santana Cola.
But he's saying 105, and the other guys say they can go 113. That's 8. That's
8 laps.
8 laps. That's 16 miles. That's 20 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's talking about the 20 car of Harvick.
Yeah, concerned about pulling somebody up there.
Joe Ryan, that engine builder, is a disciple of Peter Guile.
Okay. Where's he work out of?
Chicago. That's where Peter's from. Yeah.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, laps beginning to wind down now in the Winn-Dixie 300. Bob Strait continues to lead the Midway Island Ford. Now, a lot of discussions ongoing among the crew members here in the Midway Island pits, the Phoenix Air pits. There's Joe Ryan, the spotter. As we will eavesdrop now on the communications among Joe Ryan, Bob Strait, and Bob Bissinger, the crew chief.
That 20 car's moving through the pack. If he gets in front of that train, he may be able to pull him up a little bit. If they get the Dyson around, who knows? I'd rather be up front with them Dyson around. I think Frank's got it figured out right now. If he goes with Teddy, and Bobby goes with him, then he's at the point. He cuts that deal, he cut the deal with the devil.
All right, discussions, huh?
Got the deal with the devil, huh? Bob Strait. Now, the 17 is Giacchetti. He's tried to pass a couple times. He's looked low. He's tried to get Kimmel to go with him, but so far they've not been able to gain anything at all on the Midway Island number 66 of Bob Strait.
You see the 17 going to the inside, to the outside. You see him running a lot of different places. But he's
go this time by 20. 20 to go this time by 20 to go.
And Gus Wasson has just blown the left front tire.
And there is no caution flag as of yet. Hank Wetzel being talked to by the ARCA spotters around the racetrack. Gus Wasson's car down on the very apron of the track, out of the groove as you continue to see these three cars, nose to tail, about a car length and a half separating the three of them. Straight. And ARCA saying the track is indeed clear. There's no debris being shown up in the groove, so we stay green.
Tough work for Gus Wasson. Got a good run going.
But you know, the one thing you got to be a little bit concerned about right there, that's a left front tire. And the 66 car, Bob Strait, didn't change lefts. He's going to have a lot of laps on these lefts with 20 laps to go when this thing is all said and done.
Doing a good job, Bob. Getting good smooth rhythm. Keep going.
Joe Ryan talking to Bob Strait. You got to believe that there's any report of debris, it's the guys who need fuel that are reporting it big time.
Oh, yeah. Anytime I'm running and I need a caution because the leader's coming up or something's happening, I start screaming on the radio, but they never pay any attention to you.
There's animals on the track. Huh?
Yeah, I'm seeing things out here. I hadn't had any sleep. There's an elephant in the middle of the backstretch. I got to have a caution.
And they're talking about the 20 car, and obviously he would be the guy screaming the loudest for debris right now because Kevin Harvick is back in 4th spot, but he's a little over 7 seconds behind this leader, Bob Strait.
And what I was going to say a minute ago, the 17 will jockey to the inside, he'll move to the outside, and he keeps juking around, messing with the 66, but he's still a car length and a half behind him. If he was right up on his bumper doing something, he would have an opportunity to make a move and pull out and have somebody in that wall coming out of turn 2 over there.
Got an incident 0-0. Ed Kennedy, the Coppell, Texas driver in a Chevrolet Monte Carlo.
Car down the back trailer up against the wall, Mike.
And there goes Shelmerdine.
Danny Pardis and Shelmerdine involved in an incident trying to get slowed down. They slide across the racetrack down in turn 2.
Back off a little, Bob. He backs off. You can back off some.
And we see the radiator, the fluid out of the 3 car means that he's broken the radiator on that car. Now then, who's going to be making a pit stop? Who's going to be changing tires? What about fuel? What about tires? Now we'll find out.
All right, we'll check and see what's going to change. Ed Kennedy's car contacting the wall, bringing out caution for the 6th time. We'll come back and check on strategy in a moment.
How's the car feel?
Okay, 0-0. Just all of a sudden the right front tire goes flat.
Oh man.
And this,
that car hit.
Back up that, slow that one down there, back up a little bit. Let's see what. Oh, Robert Burrows just runs in the back of the Danny Pardis, huh? Wouldn't you say that's what happened, Kyle?
Yeah, I would say he got into him. And then Kurt had no place to go.
Yeah. And Kirk Shelmerdine comes along with nowhere to go. And
this one hits hard.
Yeah. About like Jerry Nadeau at Darlington.
Yeah. '17's got a pit. If he couldn't go to 105. Well, that is caution.
Off turn 4.
Okay, Bob, that last restart was perfect. Now we're going to just get a carbon copy of it this time to go, and we'll be in good shape. Now,
This is a triple pit. The other two are just empty.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know there's some breakers out.
Why did he drive that car down there? I said Kennedy. But why did Kirk drive the car down there?
It's like he drove it around to the record and stopped, wasn't it? Unless he cranked it up and realized he didn't have any oil pressure or anything. Could be. Official ambulance of the Daytona International Speedway. Ooh, how about the Superbirds?
How about that, huh?
That's bad. Man, it is cool. You ought to go over there and look at some of that stuff. That's what's cool. These Cyclones and Torinos and stuff that they have. There's some nice cars over there.
Really, 25 hours a day.
We didn't talk about Dill, did we?
Too bad they ain't no money sitting there. Yeah, they're having a big deal here all weekend.
Show that 98 car up there a minute ago. Wasn't that Benny's car?
Yeah.
You tilted up a little bit, right at the top of the frame. They're down there showing these now, but that 98 car, that was Benny. Little Marty Robbins action. Bobby Isaac.
Bobby Isaac.
K&K Dodge.
I saw a guy the other day. Isaac used to have a tree love.
Yeah.
He used to come once a year. That's what he did. So never do this. You know what I mean? I mean, that was like his big deal to me. Don't ever do this.
Oh, there we go.
There's the BP machine.
Yeah. 427. The plaque on it evidently reads what it is. That's cool. Is that
some guy in Orlando?
Really?
Redid that car. It went from me to Wendell Scott. He found it.
There's a line there, but I'll take it.
Ned, did you ever talk to a guy named Joey Ray? You know Joey Ray?
Some pretty cars.
Yeah, they are.
I talked to him up in Louisville, Kentucky. He was an African American that ran back in the 50s, open wheel cars and some of the USAC stuff, and I think he ran maybe Detroit Fairgrounds back in the 50s and some of the NASCAR stuff. But he was in Louisville. He came over and talked to him. He said, I used to race against you. And I said, I ought to hit you. How old do you think I am? He said, I got a programming. So he went home and got the program. Brought back and said, see, I got the program, but I thought your name was in there, but it's not.
Ben Hur. Let's see here. Parsons. No, he doesn't run in the race. Caesar Augustus.
I understand that Cicetti's coming in the pit. Let's make sure we watch that pit, make sure he doesn't lower the car or anything on us, okay? On it. Mickey, right there. Mickey, run down to Cicetti's pit and watch pit stop lowering the car. Okay, Bob, that last restart was perfect. Now we're going to just get a carbon copy of it this time to go, and we'll be in good shape. Now, I think Kimmel's going to be behind you on this restart, so we'll have to see how that goes.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff. We should do this every week.
What's that, Dennis?
Oh, sorry, Dennis. Didn't mean to. Jeez. I just think I became an enemy of the audio guys. Sorry, guys. That is good stuff, though, guys. Boy, I know you work your butts off. But that's great stuff. So we're coming back with BLT. Then we're going to grilled cheese. Okay. Okay.
That's it.
prerequisite for being a producer. You got to know your alphabet.
Yeah, it is.
If we were going to pit, we'd have probably opened that oil up a little bit more to give you a little more oil temperature for the end of this run.
What do you mean open up the oil?
Why would they pit?
Yeah, they wouldn't have pitted.
They probably would have.
Who walked on you? Say it again.
Joe Ryan said, yeah. I want to hear that again.
Good thing about being the engine builder and a spotter, if you do
Next time by 13 to go.
If you do run out of gas, you've got at least a 100-yard head start on the crew chief. He can't catch you when the race is over.
True. True. A 20 car may do something here.
Yeah. Ay, 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 ay.
I say it.
Who was the last driver to win his first ARCA start?
Be 13 to go this time at the line, and it's 1 to go. And when you take the green, it'll be 12 to go. So.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway. Laps are winding down now. We are just less than 15 to go. We'll show you why we are under caution for the 6th time today, involving the 00 car.
Ed Kennedy comes off turn 2, and all of a sudden the right front tire just goes flat. And the car turns violently right in the outside retaining wall. Just amazing how fast all this stuff happens. As we look at it from our camera down in turn 3, the car just goes right.
Now, while this was taking place, Penny, we had a second incident take place.
The yellow car, Robert Burrows, goes down the corner, and right there just touches the back of Danny Pardis, the 42. Pardis spins, goes back up the racetrack, and leaves Kirk Shermerdine with no place to go except right in the side of the 42 car.
There's Ed Kennedy from Coppell, Texas. A little bit, little wobbly, but able to walk to the ambulance.
Where's the beef?
No, that's 26, I believe, Mike Harmon, I believe.
That's not. That's the 11th place
Let's
car.
check for debris now. We don't need to have no flat tires or anything. Let's pay attention.
Beef.
That's Mike Harmon on 26.
Says Lonesome Pine Timber inside on the quarter panel. Timber.
There's the beef.
Timber! Like that?
Yeah.
All right. 3 wide at the front of the field here.
I thought 53 was Robert Kelly all along.
What is, did they have a 10-lap rule?
No, their 10-lap rules. You can race back to the caution. They don't single file. Is what they were telling me.
Yeah, I didn't know because here's Ducati back here, and if they had a 10-lap, he'd be able to.
Right. They have a 25-lap rule with lead lap cars on the outside, but that's all.
Ducati's got damage to the left front.
He
Where'd
sure
that come
does.
from?
I bet he made contact with that 26 car. See the damage to the left front?
Yeah, see if he ran in the 26 car and wrecked the 26 under caution. Look at
Here he comes, guys. See how bad it is to change left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I wonder if it came from the 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, evidently.
Ooh, baby.
Where's that at?
Who knows?
Who knows? That's true. Let's get an interview with this guy.
I'd just like to be running 11th down here and have that happen under caution.
Under caution, yeah.
Jeez.
What time is happy hour supposed to come on? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We may show the last 5 laps of the ARCA race. And
High, and at the line, that was 10 to go. 1-0 to go.
Yeah. They're going to start doing. Yeah. What they do at don't like when you go to a polo match, the spectators go back and put the divots back in.
Yeah, the stamping of the divots.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they're going to do. They just open the grandstands after a race.
Go out and sort of kick the stuff off the racetrack.
Kick the stuff off the racetrack. Now.
That's the key. Never stamp a steaming divot.
There you go. Culturally, that takes us to another level. If we just had 150,000 people on the stand on the racetrack.
You can hand out brooms that go down the steps. Have little brooms out. Yeah, that's poor Mike Harmon. Gosh. Back at Talladega Superspeedway, the late laps of the Winn-Dixie 300. I'll show you again why we are under caution for the 6th time today, involving the 00 car, Coppell, Texas driver Ed Kennedy.
Black and gold car comes off turn 2, and all of a sudden the right front tire goes flat, and bam, hard in that outside retaining wall. Once again, we'll show you just how quickly this happens. He's going straight, and in the matter of just a split second, he's in the outside wall.
And while this is taking place, Benny, there's another incident about to take place.
Robert Burrows, the yellow car, goes down in turn 1. We see some smoke from the brakes when he tried to slow down. He runs in the back of Dan Pardis in the 42. Pardis spins back across the racetrack right in front of Kirk Schummerdine. Has no place to go, and both those cars out of competition.
And there is take a look at Ed Kennedy out of Coppell, Texas. A little wobbly, but able to walk away to the ambulance, thankfully. Bringing out the 6th caution flag of the day as we are approaching 10 laps to go. Now, we've been following some of the discussions on pit road. There's a look at the Phoenix Air team, the Bob Strait crew that Bob, of course, is our leader. So we'll check in with them. We'll get another ARCA spotlight and eavesdrop on the conversation.
I understand that Chicketti's coming in the pit. Let's make sure we watch that pit, make sure he doesn't lower the car or anything on us, okay? On it. Mickey, right there. Mickey, run down to Chicketti's pit and watch pit stop lowering the car. Okay, Bob, that last restart was perfect. Now we're going to just get a carbon copy of it this time to go, and we'll be in good shape.
And there you see Cicchetti going on pit road.
I think Kimmel's going to be behind you on this restart, so we'll have to see how that goes.
All right, let's go check in with Bill Weber in the pits.
Okay, we'll see if we can update you on all this. Cicchetti had to pit, obviously, because he didn't have enough fuel to get to the finish. So he came in and he got fuel. He also got right-side tires, but because there's a tire rule in ARCA, the tires he put on already had 20 laps on them because they'd used up all their sticker tires. So no one else came down pit road. That put Cicchetti at the end of the field. Then they gave the 1 to go sign. Well, as the cars were getting into position, Cicchetti was working his way through traffic, and here's where things start to get a little foggy. But somehow Mike Cicchetti and Mike Harmon got together on the racetrack. Apparently, as Cicchetti was trying to get through the field, he thought Harmon was a lap car. He tried to go around him. Maybe Harmon didn't want him going by, but anyway, they made contact. Harmon ended up in the wall. So now his day is over. Cicchetti has left front damage. He came back down pit road, got new left side tires. They pulled out the sheet metal, they put on tape, and they sent him back out to the end of the field. So he went from running second to running at the back of the pack with left front damage, and he's got 4 tires, but they're old tires, and his promising day has turned very disappointing because of some wacky developments down the stretch here.
Boy, Bill, and we have less than 10 laps to go, and you got to feel for Mike Harmon. Here, Mike Harmon running in 11th position in the R&B Steel Chevrolet, minding his own business, and under caution, ends up spinning into the wall, ends up getting a tank.
We see the pace car about to go off the racetrack. We'll be going back to green. Green flag is waved, and we'll have 9 laps to go to decide this thing.
'50-year-old Bob Strait, our pole sitter, Midway Allen Ford, the Mark Thompson on machine. He is the leader.
See Kevin Harvick back there laying back, trying to get a good run on this start. He might have started a little bit too early.
The only thing worse than starting late is starting too early and then having to check up again.
It looked like he might have started just a little bit too early. And here comes Kimmel. He's got a head of steam off turn 2. Can he make it work to his advantage?
Bob Strait, a 14-time winner in ARCA competition, but take a look. He has never won on a super speedway. Incredible. This 50-year-old ARCA veteran hoping to get his first ever super speedway win here today. He's got to hold on for 8.5 more laps.
And right now, the 20 car of Kevin Harvick, the Realtree Chevrolet from Richard Childress Camp, looks like he is just barely hanging on to these front 2 cars. On the right hand of your screen is Anthony Lazzaro trying to get a good finish on his first battle, but some contact, and Bill Bear, the champion, spins, slams the wall. Lazzaro head on. I think it's C.W. Smith that meets him head on.
That indeed is Skip Smith involved in the 28 car. There's Lazzaro's car number 80, the Stan Hoover machine still sliding on the inside. More cars spinning.
And they're still crashing.
At least a half a dozen cars involved in an incident here on lap 106, and they're still sliding.
Wow.
7th caution flag today, and there is the Saturn Machine Chevrolet. That is the ARCA champion, Bill Baird. You see his onboard camera showing you he is getting unhooked, getting the gloves off. Let's show you again what happened as Baird was trying to make a pass, and they were 3 wide.
And we see Lazzaro is right down the bottom of the racetrack, and right there, they just make contact just enough that both cars spin. The Andy Hillenberg goes up, makes contact with the outside retaining wall, and there's Lazzaro, just gets hit head on with the Skip Smith number 28 car. Let's ride along with Bill Baird and check this thing out, Kyle.
Yeah, as you watch him go down the backstretch, Baird runs up on him, and all of a sudden, boom, we're 3 wide. Look at the lines on the racetrack, or as the camera scans. Right here, he gets hit. He's going the wrong way. But if you can... And this was right in the middle of the pack that was running 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, right there. They were going for 5th position. And And these guys continue to go up the racetrack. A lot of fluid on the racetrack right here.
Here's Skip Smith. Let's watch as he meets the 80 car head on.
Watch the 80 car here out of your window. Look at it get up in the air. Boom. Incredible. If you watch that camera angle again, the 80 car goes down across the flat and then lifts up into the air and slams down on the racetrack right as Skip hits him.
It's almost like this one roof flap came up on the 80 car.
The 80 car is right here. He goes around. He goes out of your picture right there.
Man.
But there's a couple of different angles where the 80 car is actually off the racetrack.
Now here's a shot that Kyle you're talking about, and watch down the very left-hand side of the screen at the 80 car.
Watch him right here lift. He is up in the air right there.
And you do not see that. Finally, the roof flaps deploy, but you do not see him come up when the car began to come up off the ground. That's unusual.
Yeah, that's very unusual. Most of the time, the roof flaps take off and they keep the car on the ground, but that car didn't have a chance.
And there's the veteran Norm Benning out of his car. We'll set who all was involved when we come back to Talladega in just a moment.
Looks like the 52's on the bottom lane.
Yeah, 52's low.
Yep.
On that one.
Right there. See, watch the white lines.
Watch the lines on the racetrack.
Wow.
That's good, though.
No. No, he can't go much lower.
Yeah, yeah, after he got hit, then he jogged. Right there, he's there. He's
See,
in line
he's as
right
low
there.
as you can go. Right there, he's low. See Lazaro come across the line. See him come down across the white line.
Look how the line goes under Lazaro's car.
Yeah. That's a great shot there.
Yeah, it is. It is a good shot.
I didn't know that, Kyle. You brought it up.
Yeah. And you don't see the roof flaps until the car already is back on the ground.
Yeah. It's like when it hit, the roof flaps
came up. Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be a good time for a red flag. Lazaro gets.
Is that him on the stretcher there?
Yeah, was he?
Yeah. Okay.
Finally picked one up here at Talladega. The Lance Martin on track for Chevrolet Mark Voigt from the 32nd position has raced his way up to the 5th. Mark with no sponsorship less than 70 laps as they
Mark Voigt is running 5th.
Yeah.
Apparently a pretty darn good race driver. Got the attention here of the folks with Lance Martin on track.
Come down a lap early and he's running 8th. You know, everybody that had a shot at doing their stuff is just taking each other out.
Yeah, we were just thinking, we got plenty of time to go to the restroom, or should we wait? We'll wait.
Dale Whittemore. I saw him down in the grass. I thought he had it all missed.
I did too.
Best sponsor in the world, Kyle. Dale Whittemore, Mount Olive Pickles.
I know. Dale Pickles. How about that?
Pickles. Get this thing back going again.
Hey, guys, are you still in the booth?
No, we left.
Well, I heard you say you might go to the bathroom.
I'm just picking around.
One thing to keep in mind is that these guys run their spoiler at 60 degrees, which is a lot higher than the other cars. And I'm not so sure that that's not a bad thing when they get around backwards as far as getting that air off the roof so that the roof flaps don't open as good. Any?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just wondering because
it's a good thought, though.
It is.
I don't know. That's a real good thought.
Well, the problem is that the roof flaps don't deploy with the air off the spoiler.
Yeah.
The roof flaps only deploy off the air off the quarter panel.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're not getting any air because that spoiler.
Well, they're not. When the car turns around backwards, they're not getting any anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if it had no spoiler on, they still wouldn't deploy.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Ray.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I was noticing when you were doing that thing on the tire with the hole in it.
Yeah.
That you had that ink pen.
Yeah.
And you were speaking fairly intelligent.
Well,
so was that like a Holiday Inn Express pen?
it was a Holiday Inn pen, but
it wasn't a Holiday Inn Express.
I'll have to look at it here. I better make sure.
I thought you might have stayed there last night.
I'm not a tire engineer, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express
last night.
How about that?
You've been waiting all day to use that, haven't you, Kyle?
No, man. No.
Ray, you know we love you. We wouldn't pick on you like this.
I know. I got to see the one that everyone tells me about, the bear.
Oh, the bear's
all you do is just box its ears.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we did not. I will do that coming back.
Okay. Clark.
Wow.
10-4.
Green, white, checkered.
Huh? Yeah. Well, Lazaro's driving for Cal Wells. Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's the way they restarted at Charlotte with just like 2 laps to go.
Race that wouldn't end.
Corky.
Corky said he thought the 24-hour race was only held in Daytona.
How about that, huh?
Right.
Wow, they only got 16 cars on the race.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay.
15. 16, yeah, 16.
Some of those are refugees from a junkyard.
Yeah.
He 3 laps down and finished 14th. How's that, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
When they come back, it'll be 11. And if they give one to go, then it'll be green at 12. So it's green, white, checkered, right? No, so it's
green, checkered.
It's going to be green,
yes,
white,
green and white simultaneously.
Yeah. And then checkered, yeah.
Then checkered. 1 lap. Yeah.
Oh, that's on.
Yeah, I mean, it may be over.
Yeah.
For the finish.
See,
where are the? You got wreckers, ambulances. They got to go back to their positions. It's just about if they don't give it one to go this time, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Who all do we have? Do we have Baird, Lazaro,
Skip Smith, signal, 1 to go.
Norm Benning. Yeah, they're saying.
Are they?
No, they're just holding up 2 fingers.
2 fingers. Yeah, they're just holding up 2 fingers.
2
for
fingers
2 laps.
indicating 2 laps and it's over.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
Yeah, they're done.
It's over.
That's it.
It's over.
It's over.
Anybody else besides Baird, Lazaro, Smith, Benning, and Dill Whittemore? You have anybody else listed as far involved in the incident?
Was he 17 in that? GK? Yeah. Must have been.
Yeah, he was. Must have been.
Yeah, he was.
Mark Stahl evidently was in it as well.
Yeah.
And Norm Benning.
I got him.
Yeah, 84 was in it.
Yeah, 84, 56, 32, 17, 28, 52, and 80. And evidently the 40 had some damage, but he's still on the racetrack, so we won't get into that. How much content do you have left?
Good question.
Remind me, Neil, I do want to update the Caraway Methodist situation on Tim Steele. When we come back, I don't know if you want a graphic or anything, this 7th caution ties the ARCA Talladega record.
In the ARCA, since we're ending under yellow.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, still working the 7th caution flag of the day. 7 cars involved in an incident up in turns 3 and 4, and because of so many cars involved and so much debris on the racetrack, we are still under caution. They have waved the white flag. This is the final lap. Here's what happened just a moment ago on lap 106.
See the contact between Bill Baird, the 52 car, Anthony Lazaro, and the 80. And watch as Lazaro gets up in the air and gets hit head on with C.W. Smith, Skip Smith in the 28, and then about 6 or 7 other cars are involved as well. We see the 17 car, Mike Cicchetti, right there, gets run in the back off by Mark Stahl.
Well, the race isn't over yet, but we do have crowned a champion today, right, Bill?
And that would be Bill Baird, and under certainly unusual circumstances, congratulations on your 1999 championship.
Well, thanks, Bill. You know, it's we had a good. Didn't have the best car here, but it wound up running good at the end, and it's first DNF this year. So but we had the championship wrapped up for the year, and it just hadn't sunk in yet. I'm still ready to go race, and it just killed me walking out of that car a while ago. But hey, we won it big, and it's nice to have the championship behind us with still one more race to go.
Dream come true for you.
It is. I mean, you know, I've been racing for 10 years, and actually this year was the first year I ever won a race, and won 5 of them. I think we had 4 or 5 seconds and 3 or 4 thirds, and been outside of, hadn't had a DNF this year, and the first car we really tore up, so I can't complain.
Well, congratulations to Bill Baird, the 1999 Series champion. As for the race champion, let's check in with Dr. Punch.
And the fans are on their feet cheering for 50-year-old Bob Straight from Mokina, Illinois, driver of the Midway Island Ford. And there's
Go on, get by him there. Run him on up there. Good job, Bob. Congratulations on your first Super Speedway win.
What a job by that crew. Joe Ryan.
Now remember, you got to stop at the in the pit road.
And the engine builder, he's reminding the driver, you got to stop at the end of pit road. They got to check that spoiler, minimum 60-degree spoiler. And how about that young man? Got to be well, he's a young man. He's just 50 years of age, BP, right?
Real young man.
He's the winner of the Winn-Dixie 300. His first, as you heard a moment ago, ever super speedway win. His 15th career victory. And we'll come back to talk to the winner of the Winn-Dixie 300 in just a moment.
Got his stuff off now.
Let me see if I can get hold of Joe Wells.
Back on that window there, Kyle.
Oh.
Hurry, hurry. We told him.
Okay, I'm on. Do you need me?
You probably ought to go, Kyle. They just opened the gate. Kyle's gone, guys. Good luck to you, man. Thanks a lot. Nice job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and I know at least two of us here have to wee-wee. Make that three. Hands are going up all around. It's unanimous next door in the NASCAR booth.
Oh, he's want to do it. He wants to do a wheel. He wants to. He wants to do some. He wants to do some donuts. Where's the radio?
Get it over here. Get it over there. Come on.
Hey, Bob, this is Benny Parsons. You read me? Bob Strait, this is Benny Parsons. You read me? I don't think he has his helmet off.
Can we do unofficial results? Back at Talladega Superspeedway, they have stopped the winning car up at the end of pit road, very far from victory lane to check the spoiler. And now Bob Strait has to climb out because he's overcome with smoke. He's spun a couple of donuts out on the racetrack, and the car filled up with smoke inside. Take a look at our unofficial results. Bob Strait, the winner. Kimmel, Kevin Harvick. How about a run for Harvick? Bob Shack and Mark Voigt. That's the top five as 7 cars finished on the lead lap.
And we see Mike Swaim Jr. will finish 8th, 1 lap down as we look back 16 through 30. From Anthony Lazzaro back to Norm Bennett, all those cars involved in that crash 4 or 5 laps from the end of the race.
Indeed, only 16 cars running at the finish. A typical Talladega afternoon. Exciting ARCA action. 40 starters. Randall Ritter will finish 40th on the field. It was an incident on lap 106 coming into turn 3 that caused this race to finish under caution. Here it is once again.
Anthony Lazzaro in the 80 car makes contact with the 52 of Bill Baird. The 39 car, Andy Hillenberg, goes up, hits the wall. And we see all the other cars making contact. So Lazaro, high in the air, comes back across the racetrack. Skip Smith in the 28 meets head on.
And here's the race winner, the Midway Island Ford, the Mark Thompson-owned car for 50-year-old Mokina, Illinois veteran Bob Strait, spinning donuts on the racetrack. And we did indeed crown a champion today. How about this guy, another 50-year-old? 1999 ARCA national champion is Bill Baird. For Kyle Petty, Benny Parsons, Ray Dunlap, and Bill Weber, I'm Jerry Punch. Once again, congratulating our champion Bill Baird and today's winner, Bob Strait. So long, everyone, from Talladega, Alabama.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, proud to celebrate another moment from our first 20 years. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Talladega is NASCAR's biggest track, and this could be Dale Jarrett's biggest race. Now 1 important hour to get ready for 188 important laps. Jarrett's great season has suddenly been overshadowed by Jeff Gordon's recent glory. Back-to-back wins. Gordon and Brian Weitzel have 1 hour to get ready to run for 3 in a row. But sharing the spotlight are 5 guys that want to take home more than a trophy. Winning means everything to a racer, but a $1 million bonus makes it worth even more.
Yeah, okay. We'll try to help all we can.
Thank you. Just you'll hang on 1 second, Bill. Let me pick up this ARCA stuff so I don't lose it. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me put all this ARCA stuff away.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay up here to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell Brad that he needs to get to his camera, please. Would you ask Brad Hinton to come to his camera, please? One minute. Do we know what time happy hour is going to start? Do we know what time happy hour is going to start? Right. Come on. And can I say we welcome We welcome you live. We welcome you live. Yep. And then, once you establish me, you're clear to go to those cars. Okay? Just work your way down. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yahoo!
Not much gets by old Nedley. I've been around Ned a long time.
Talladega is NASCAR's biggest track, and this could be Dale Jarrett's biggest race. Now 1 important hour to get ready for 188 important laps. Jarrett's great season has suddenly been overshadowed by Jeff Gordon's recent glory. Back-to-back wins. Gordon and Brian Weitzel have 1 hour to get ready to run for 3 in a row. But sharing the spotlight are 5 guys that want to take home more than a trophy. Winning means everything to a racer, but a $1 million bonus makes it worth even more. And we welcome you